SK, let it play, boy.
When I tell them I'm an Israelite, it's big business, not miniature. Serving same thing as minister. Kill the flesh, how to finish them. These commandments, they'll sustain you. I'm surrounded by these angels. I ain't worried, I'm protected from seen and unseen dangers. When I tell them I'm an Israelite, it's big business, not miniature. Serving same thing as minister. Kill the flesh, how to finish them. These commandments, they'll sustain you. I'm surrounded by these angels. I ain't worried, I'm protected from seen and unseen dangers. I wake up and say me a prayer, brush my teeth, babe, then I throw on some threads. Wash my face, grab a cup, hold me some yum, put on my backpack, then I'm off to the bread. I eat these devils for breakfast, gotta be careful. Whole lot of blood being shed in the streets. World is so wicked, I weep for the living, I drop a free cheer for the dead. All my white friends in my pocket, or either they loading onto this black card that I swipe. Say every time that I drop it, the verses be hitting more harder than problems of life. Rich, I collected 2 pennies from every person that willingly gave me advice. Being afraid can't exist in my spirit, I'm fearing no man but the Father in Christ. I put in work with the brothers, we stood on them corners from 10 to like 9 the same night, teaching our people the gospel, equipped with a camera, some posters, some speakers and mic. Every time that I see mama, she telling me, son, you gotta walk in the light. Christ, the bread of heaven, keep feeding my spirit, and I wanna load, not a slide. When I tell them I'm an Israelite, it's big business, not miniature. Serving same thing as minister. Kill the flesh, how to finish them. These commandments, they'll sustain you. I'm surrounded by these angels. I ain't worried, I'm protected from seen and unseen dangers. When I tell them I'm an Israelite, it's big business, not miniature. Serving same thing as minister. Kill the flesh, how to finish them. These commandments, they'll sustain you. I'm surrounded by these angels. I ain't worried, I'm protected from seen and unseen dangers.
When I tell ya I'm an Israelite, tribe of Judah, don't you take it personal. Bleed the blood on these demons, we purging them. Don't entertain Jezebels, we be curving them. Ayy, I got a ribbon, she virtuous. In person, this blue life ain't virtual. I can't forget when I heard the truth. I got cut with that word, it got surgical. Conviction can lead to repentance. I pray these verses encourage you. We repented, now we on the vertical. Judah rising, see Isaiah 32. Big business, nothing minuscule. I picked up that pen back in middle school. Guard your light and take heed who you listen to. Watch your mouth and your ears and your vision too. Hashatan and Shalkani won't finish you. In Mortal Kombat, this war is not physical. Gird your loins up and follow the general. Messiah is coming, that's scriptural. You gotta starve your flesh. The real war ain't even started yet. This look like a setup for a second exodus. I'm trying to be where the water at. Let's get it.
When I tell them I'm an Israelite, it's big business, not miniature. Serving same thing as minister. Kill the flesh, how to finish them. These commandments, they'll sustain you. I'm surrounded by these angels. I ain't worried, I'm protected from seen and unseen dangers. When I tell them I'm an Israelite, it's big business, not miniature. Serving same thing as minister. Kill the flesh, how to finish them. These commandments, they'll sustain you. I'm surrounded by these angels. I ain't worried, I'm protected from seen and unseen dangers.
Yo, we cheaping on that love lay, and we on the stream, y'all acting ugly. Let's get it. 7 gang, Source gang over everything. You know how we rocking, man. We back again, late edition. You know how we do here, man. The internet, it's a funny platform, man. I tell you, you got these brothers that invoke an appeal to emotion instead of scholarship, you know. And the brothers I'm talking about in particular, Polight, Saneter, you know, the jailhouse crew. That's all I'm gonna call it, jailhouse crew. You know, it's about 3 brothers on there that I know for a fact. Matter of fact, Polight been to prison. Stillborn's been to prison. And what's the fake scientist dude name? Unc. Yeah, Unc. The ex-crackhead. And the reason why I'm going in on them like this, because they like to invoke emotion and rabble-rouse. When you rabble-rouse, that's when you try to get people in their emotions to make a decision. Or instead of thinking logically, think emotionally. And what they're doing is, oh, the Bible, the people that wrote the Bible or the people that believe the Bible are the ones that enslaved us. Why would you follow a book? Because the people that believed in it enslaved you. To get everybody, oh, yeah, you're right, man. That makes sense. And instead of basing it on scholarship and basing it on empirical data, you base it on how something makes you feel. That's not educational, man. That's not scholarship, and that's a leftist tactic. That's a leftist tactic that the Democrats use when they want to push LGBTQ on your people. They try to get you in your emotions. Oh, why would you exclude this little child from, wanting to choose their gender? You shouldn't have oppressed them. You shouldn't tell them that they can't change their gender and get people around. This child's being bullied. This child is being made fun of. His own parents don't accept him, to the point where everybody's in their feelings and you teary-eyed. Now you can't think rationally. Oh man, that's messed up. The little kid just want to be what he want to be. Look at Dwayne Wade's son, man. Let him live how he live. His parents shouldn't reject him. The people shouldn't reject him. And it ain't based off of the scientific risk, the health and biological risk of the of that child if he goes with sexual reassignment surgery. It's not based off empiricalism. It's based off emotionalism. The high suicide rate, what it does to the body, the negative side effects. And this is the same thing they do when it comes to this Bible. These people have a personal gripe with the Bible. So since they have a personal gripe with the Bible, they say irrational things and they try to get people to be irrational with them. They'll say, oh, the Bible's fake. How is the Bible? What part of the Bible's fake? What are you talking about? Archaeology backs up and substantiates the narrative that's in the Bible. We have King Hezekiah being recorded in external references and inscriptions. We have the Kirk inscription. We have the stele found in Dan. We have these things that corroborate with the biblical narrative. You got even brothers, show me a kingdom of Judea. Are you serious? That was a kingdom of Judea in history. The Arch of Titus is showing them take the artifacts and ornaments from that temple. We know the temple was there. But they get you roused up in your emotion. It's not based on knowledge. It's not based on facts and what we can prove, and empiricism is what the scientific community calls it. It's not based on that. It's based on emotionalism, man. An appeal to emotionalism. How does this make us feel? Oh, these people enslaved us and they believed in the Bible, so damn it, I'm not going to believe in the same book of my oppressor. Oh, the white man gave you that book. Why would you follow something from the white man? And that's not logically deducing anything, now is it? And this is how these guys operate. And this is why I say these guys are the preachers of the community. And Umar Johnson, I don't agree with everything he said, but he said the conscious community is a church. And I agree with that. The conscious community is the church, and these people on YouTube are preachers. They're pastors. And they pass the collection plate just like your pastor. And they speak dogma just like your pastor. You go to your pastor, he's not going to be able to demonstrate the things that he's talking about, but he's going to be able to give you a good sermon. And that's what goes on Saneter TV. That's what goes on Stillborn's platform. That's what goes on Garfield's platform. On all of these dudes' platform is based upon emotionalism, man. It's not based upon rigorous study and research and methodology. They just say certain things to trigger the people's emotions, to make them feel like, oh yeah, you right, man. Why would I follow the white man? And then you talking like a redneck. You get that racist ideology from rednecks. You understand? You people are worse. Worse. I mean, how can I put this? PC right? Matter of fact, I ain't gonna be PC with this. You guys, in many aspects and ways, are worse than the oppressors that you invoke. A lot of you guys have racist ideology. A lot of you guys, we spoke about this on the show in prior episodes. A lot of you guys will discount someone's narrative or testimony in history based upon what? The color of their skin. You can't see blacks in nobility in Europe because we said they black. As soon as you say they black, that pretty much takes them off the table of consideration. Oh, I say, this king, Kenneth the Dove, great example. If I tell you Kenneth the Dove's black, which was a king in Europe, if I told you that he was black and he was a king in Europe, what would these cats do? Nah, ain't no black kings in Europe. How the hell you gonna have a black king in Europe? We was in Africa. We was in the west coast of Africa, in the interiors of Africa, in the Congo, wearing our leaf thongs and living in dung huts. Yo, you racist. You fucking racist. You a redneck. And it's just like what we read in Hybrid Hate, the book Hybrid Hate by Dr. Tudor Parfit. He brought out a quote that happened around the 18th century, and it was in regards to Ollendorff's discovery from a slave about the black Jews of Luongo. And this guy responded to Ollendorff's account and said, why would you believe a slave? They have no history or no culture. And this is the same attitude that these dudes like Polight, Saneter, Garfield, Roborn, this is the same attitude that they have. This is the same attitude that they exhibit. Well, these people ain't got no slave, no culture. Y'all talking about some y'all Jews. Nigga, please. You niggas ain't shit. You ain't shit but those dung hut people in West Africa. What's the difference between how they speak and they teach and they orate versus the oppressors they keep invoking? Who's really following the mode of the oppressor? It's you guys. And in many facets, you have surpassed them because you come from a standpoint of what you call black empowerment, which don't make no damn sense either, because you're basing everything upon skin color. And then have the nerve to try to invoke science. According to science, first of all, science is not a person or an entity. Science is a field of research or a conceptual tool. Scientists write dissertations and give opinions based on the data. Science is a field of research or a conceptual tool. It's not a proposition. Like they'll say, what you believe, science or the Bible? They're not diametrically opposed. One. Secondly, science is not a book. Science is a conceptual tool. But again, they prey on the fact that our demographic here in America is highly uneducated. Our demographic, especially the black males, are highly illiterate. So we as a people have not done rigorous research and employed methodology as a whole. So they get these swath of people to follow them and hang on their every word, because majority of our people are not educated. Majority of our people are not employing methodology and do not know how to. And instead of getting on platforms and showing them how to, they go to preacher route. They go to Jesse Jackson route. They go to snake politician route. And this is why black people are not a monolith, but we damn near close to it, because majority of us are liberal. Majority of us are uneducated, and we believe in an ideology that is counterproductive to the growth of black people. You understand? We allow gangs to fester in our inner urban cities. We allow single parenthood to continue to grow out of control, to rates of like 77.1% of our children being born to single mother parents. And all of this stuff going on, what these dudes do is It's the Bible fault. It's the biblical belief fault. But when we were Bible believers in the early 1900s, and a lot of these places, the people that you honor, like Marcus Garvey, were Bible believers. We were at our zenith. 90% marriage rate. Our businesses were doing the best they ever did here in America. We turned over an illiteracy rate to literacy rate the fastest illiteracy to literacy rate in recorded history. Black people achieved that as being Bible believers, as being religious here in America. These are the facts. You push to this African conscious BS and not believing in a God, and I can't even say y'all not even subscribing to agnosticism. You really atheists. You're really trying to appeal to being an atheist. What's the benefits for that? What's the working model for that? It ain't none. This is why you have to fall back and rely on rabble rousing and appealing to emotion in your arguments. Oh, the white man gave you that book. The white man gave you the word African, the label African, and your skin color identification of calling you black and they calling themselves white. They gave you that. I don't see y'all going around talking about that's reject this because the white man gave you this. And just because something came from a white man or an individual that has a lighter skin tone does not make it inherently wrong. That's idiocy. That's idiocy. Just because someone has a certain skin color does not mean that they're automatically wrong. But where did you learn that mode of thinking from? Rednecks. They would judge you based upon your skin color and not what you actually did. And not the fruits of your labor. Now you are carrying that into the community. And that's why it's very important, and it should behoove you to get a book by Thomas Sowell called Rednecks and Black Rednecks and White Liberals. You understand? Facts. The white man gave them Egyptology. You understand? The white man gave you your cell phone, that iPhone. If you got an iPhone or whatever, throw it away because everything the white man gives you is bad, right? They're inherently wrong. They're inherently bad. So throw it away. You guys are just racist, man. You guys ain't scholars. You just racist. You colorists. Basing things upon skin color. Had a brother the other day run off here because I told him the truth. Scientifically, you have people that are in haplogroup E, the same haplogroup that we're in, that are E1B1A, E1B1B, and have white skin and look European. That's just a fact. You're not dealing with science. You're dealing with emotionalism. You're using typical thinking, which was started by these rednecks here in America. But then when I'm talking about, so you got the book from the white man, you got all your ways and characteristics from redneck whites. That's what you got. That's what you got, and you are invoking it and using it to try to quote unquote invoke black empowerment. Give me a goddamn break. Racism is not going to give black people no damn power, man. Telling people that skin color makes someone wrong or not is not going to give us power. That's just idiocy, and it's barbarism, pretty much. You understand? And you guys are relying on the fact that majority of the community is uneducated. And when I say majority of the community, I'm talking about males, because the black males, like places in California, 75% illiteracy rate. And they were like, well, they can read, they can write. A literacy rate is not contingent upon your ability to spell your name or to spell basic words. It means that you can't read and write proficiently. That's a huge problem in the Black American community. And we're not helping that when most of our children are born to single parent homes with no father. They're 9 to 12 times more likely to be incarcerated and there's no nuclear home for them to go to, and they go to school, disenfranchised, and school to prison pipeline takes over. They live a life of crime. It's never no time for them to build in academia, because majority of our males are getting locked up, killed, shot, or just flat out not doing good in school. And we know there's other elements there, but you niggas should be trying to put stuff together to support and fight that cause. But you're not. You too busy want to be Peter Popoff. And then you got Polight, one of the biggest scammers in the community, up here trying to judge a narrative or push a narrative about white oppression. Negro, you oppressed your own people when you scammed them and took money from them that wasn't yours. That's oppression, man. And I can see why you against the Bible, because the Bible says not to oppress your own, and you do it any damn way. You do it any damn way. And that's the thing about you jailhouse preachers. Yes, Polight is a jailhouse preacher. Went to the pen, became a Nawapian or what have you, or what have not, and you started to use that as a springboard to get to where you at now. Rob-born, stillborn, use a damn prison, fucking convict, scholar too. Unc, you are too. And I'm not gonna put no bright oil on my mouth and censor what I say, because these niggas don't censor what they say. All right. So I'm gonna pull up this clip from Saneter. And just in case they try to do anything, strike the channel. I'm covered under the Fair Use Act, Section 107 of the Fair Use Act. We're gonna read it before I play it. Section 107 of the Copyright Act provides the statutory framework for determining whether something is a fair use and identifies certain types of uses, such as criticism. I am going to be providing criticism. Commentary. I am going to be giving my commentary, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. We're going to be doing a little bit of all of that today. So we're covered under the fair use law, covering this video clip that these dilettantes put out. All right. So let's get into it. Let's get into the jailhouse buffoonery and coonery. Let's get into the jailhouse preachership. The sermon that these guys finna put on for their church. Let me pull it up. Because these guys ain't nothing but preachers, man. They want to be the next Eddie Long, man, the next Peter Popoff. That's what they want. They want a big congregation, and they collect as much tithes as they can from the people. Get a goddamn job. How about that? Get a damn job, Polight, instead of scamming people.
Brother Polight, my question is, what is the most important thing that you want people to know about the Bible? The most important.
Oh, that it transforms us as a people into a state of idiocy.
So he's saying that the Bible transforms black people as a people into a state of idiocy, when religious organizations in the Bible is the reason why we went from an illiterate status to illiterate status faster than any other people group in the history of mankind, by the way, here in America. But it invokes idiocy. It makes us idiots. Based on what? Because you said so? Are you going to say, well, there's a Christian church on every block and they ain't changed nothing? Yeah, because they're not really applying the Bible. They're just preaching like you're doing. They're just preaching. Preach means to proclaim. You just proclaim. You never demonstrate it. Is your model demonstrable? Okay. What we push as a community is actual application of the book, not just the reading of the book. And then the nerve of you to even try to criticize the biblical narrative when all you have done is push idiocy. Ain't you the same nigga that went on YouTube and said you got all of your intelligence from being abducted by aliens? You the same nigga that said you was abducted by aliens and you was able to learn languages 360 degrees. Now, all that bullshit. And you want to say the Bible is making our people idiot? That's some idiot shit. That's some idiocy for your ass. Telling people you learned all your information by getting abducted and probed by fucking aliens. The hypocrisy, man. This the same nigga that's talking about, oh, we got melanin and they coat rocket ships with melanin. So that makes me ask, what the fuck are we? This is the same retarded nigga that said, oh, the sun flings around real fast and spit out planets. Citation, please. Citation. You niggas is pushing idiocy. And it's all been documented. And I ain't biting my damn tongue. You niggas is on YouTube saying this goofy ass shit for years. The sun spins around real fast and hurl out fucking planets. Give me a break, man. What astronomy book did you read to get that notion? What citation did you get from that? That's not the accretion theory, dumbass. But you want to say the Bible? You niggas is making our people slow. Y'all, you guys ain't pushing literacy. You guys are not pushing STEM on our people. You pushing your religious dogma because you guys are a bunch of doctrinaires. I never seen you guys do video after video pushing education on our people and telling our people that we should achieve degrees in skilled labor. Man, James, James, get on the video, man. Look at this, bro. If you available, bro, I'm gonna drop the stream. Y'all get on here, bro. Jailhouse astronomy. Yeah, you teaching jailhouse astronomy, man. What astronomy book is gonna tell you that the sun spins real fast and spit out planets? I'd find a damn clip and expose you, man. Polight, you's an idiot, bro. And your word salads don't mean shit. All you do is push idiocy. Then you're gonna say, "Oh, the Bible transformed my paper." No, the jailhouse done transformed your ass to an idiot. Don't blame it on the Bible. That Nawapian shit turned you into an idiot. Don't blame it on the Bible. You understand? All of y'all, Sarai Sioux City, all of y'all say some dumb shit. Yeah, Sarai Sioux City was like, "That's a desert over there. Who would live in Israel? It's a desert. You know, in Egypt, nigga, Egypt's a desert too. What the fuck are you talking about?" Come on, man. As Egypt is literally a desert. Goat herders. That's what you niggas was. Don't you know being a goat herder is a rich occupation, especially during that time? Agriculturalists, agrarian people are the ones who spread and invented and brought forth civilization. But when you don't read tentatively and you don't treasure academia and push education, this is the religious dogma that you would come to and succumb to. Let me say that, succumb to. All right? What the hell going on, man? Jailhouse astronomy, man. I'm going to find that clip too. Let me let this play.
It's a very dangerous book. Hold on, baby. It's been given to us by our oppressor.
See that? That's that appeal to emotionalism. It's been given to us by our oppressor to make black people be like, you know what? He right. It was given to us. Why would I follow something that was given to our oppressor? Now you're going through that rigmarole. But the whole time, he's not telling you why or demonstrating why it promotes idiocy. It why it's bad. It was given for our oppressor. All he got to say is the buzzword oppressor, and he got your ass. Yeah, don't follow that Bible. Follow me. You know what I'm saying? And give me money for my fake ass construction projects in cities I don't even live in. Yeah. I want $40,000 so we can start a realty in Chicago. And once you give them the damn money, you can't get your money back. You don't know where the money go. The realty was never built. The projects wasn't built. The construction was never built. You never got a trust. And am I bullshitting? Even Saneter made a video about him scamming and got on his ass. And they all on the video together. So what does that tell you, man? Birds of a feather flock together, man. Watch these niggas. Birds of a feather flock together. You understand? This is what goes on. Taking the people money from them. Okay, the Bible's bad. The big bad white man is so terrible, but you a righteous butterfly that don't harm no damn body. You the perfect solution for black people, because that's what black people need. A nigga scamming them, taking thousands and thousands of dollars from single women that already don't have no goddamn money, thousands of dollars from black males that statistically don't make that much money here in America. That's the route we should go. That's not follow the Bible. Let's follow Polight, because he can take all our goddamn money from us when we already suffering as a goddamn ethnic group here in America. That makes a lot of sense, Polight. Thank you. What the hell going on? Hey, Boogaloo, your ass funny, man. He said, I told niggas Sai was just hot because he didn't get his cut. Yeah, he was just mad, like he was supposed to cut me in on 20%. This nigga cut me out. Yeah, I heard them say, yeah, they be saying all type of weird. See, this melanin theory shit, you know what I'm saying? Melanin makes you have better mental processes and, excel. And the melanin is the reason why we can actually travel out of space. Nigga, that shit ain't true. That's fake. That's pseudo. But the Bible's pushing the idiocy. No, nigga, you pushing the idiocy. That Nawapianism you believe in is idiocy. And Rob Bourne, the only 5% I know is when your battery is low on your damn phone, you need to charge that motherfucker. You guys are a joke, man. Boogaloo said, I'm serious, big homie. I know, but shit, sometimes how J. Cole said, he put it all funny things contain true shit.
All right. It has its inception since slavery, and nobody's going to disprove that.
The Bible has its inception since slavery. Did you hear what he just said? And then he said nobody's going to disprove that. So not only that you're an idiot, you're bold in your idiocy. The Bible has its inception in slavery. Just think about that. How old is slavery? Now, is he talking about, because we know slavery as a trade and occupation and an institution is old as hell. It's old as civilization. But I know he ain't talking about that. He's talking about, because remember he said the Bible's given to you from your oppressor. So I'm going to just deduce that he's talking about transatlantic slavery. So the Bible is only 500 years old. That don't make no damn sense, man. What the hell going on? Yeah, he said it with conviction, man. And we are the most popular community everybody wants to talk about. Listen, man, we all over Africa. We all over the Americas. It's over. When you look at it, see, YouTube be tricking these niggas. Like right now, we got 30 people in the building. Shout out to y'all. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. You know what I'm saying? I don't pass the collection plate over here because I got a goddamn job. These niggas ain't got jobs, so they got to constantly on their YouTube channels pass the collection plate on your ass, like Pastor Biggins over here, man. 30 people watching. We get modest views over here. We don't get thousands of views upon thousands. My old videos, 100,000 views, something like that. But on regular, on average, we don't get thousands of views and stuff like that. So what they'll do, they'll look at the fact that, oh, I got 1,000 views here, 70,000 views here. Oh, we big. And they small. But here's the thing. We got big channels too. But Naya Israel, he get a lot of views. But that don't reflect on reality. The reality is it's a lot of people on the planet Earth that adhere to Judaism. A lot of Black Africans adhere to Judaism. I'm talking about millions. You're really an ant on the grand scheme of things. You're not stopping anything. You understand? You're just being a charlatan on YouTube. We've already blossomed and bloomed as a people. One of the most successful, if not the most successful, not repatriation, well, repatriation too, because they did repatriate to Africa first, and then they went to Demona. Those were Israelites who did that. One of the most successful repatriations or expatriations, if you will, of black people ever. We can just go on. Like, we've been in this thing before the slave trade and after the slave trade. Before the slave trade, we were doing our thing as caravans in sub-Saharan Africa. We're involved in Spain. We're involved with the Moors. We have a rich history. And after that, we did go through the slave trade. We did go through inquisitions and turmoil. But then we came back to rise as a people, and a lot of us are starting to come back to the realization of who we are as Israelites and start practicing the culture again and creating blossoming and blooming communities throughout Africa and throughout America. There's no way around it. All right, let's play the rest of this garbage.
With me on this phone today, our ancestors did not use no Bible. It is not an African text. I stand on that. You're not going to trick me into believing.
Our ancestors did not use no Bible. It's not an African text. You're not going to trick me. Our ancestors didn't use no Bible. But according to Rob Bourne, since he's on the panel, Still Bourne said this right here. Ah, man, I tell you what. The only one that's dealing with trickery right here is Polight.
Africans that came to America came from Lisbon and Portugal.
Okay. Are you denying that we had ancestors who were Hebrew Israelites?
Yes. And what I mean by that, by bloodline, by faith, no, because we could prove that we have ancestors that could have been part of the first Hebrews.
Okay.
See that, Polight? We can prove that we had ancestors that are part of the first Hebrews. So that would mean, according to Rob Bourne, that Israelites, our people, were amongst that original cluster, like we've been telling you guys, Israelite clusters, go back to the Iron 2A period where we start seeing the material culture, the stone cut altars, the terracotta 7-spotted lamps. It gradually evolved to the 7 candlestick menorah, but at first it was 7-spouted lamps. That's what it was. We can see the ritual animal sacrifice taking place in these lands. And our DNA was a part of that. Our people were a part of that. So when you say use no Bible, you're being facetious, because our people were always a part of that history. And you just preaching on your podium is not going to change that. We have the genetic evidence. We have oral testimony. We have written testimony. There's no way to change that at all. And when I bring out what Ida Bruder says about Marcel's statements on the Suniki people, those people identified as Jews as well, according to Marcel. And you're going to get mad at me because I read something and you don't like it. But take it up with the people that put it in their goddamn book. How about that? Goddamn charlatans.
That is an African text. That's the Negroes today doing their best to make everything black after they've been lied to. It's a very destructive, divisive tool. Is there positive information in there? Yes, there is. But if I put a piece of kale, alkaline food in the garbage, it doesn't mean I should eat out the garbage because there's some healthy food inside of the damn garbage. So that's what I liken the Bible to.
Good point, brother.
The one thing.
And then the brother that's calling in, I don't understand this, man. I really don't understand this from brothers, man. Why do you call into places like this? Like, at some point, you got to understand that these people are not going. What is the mission? What is it? What are you doing? Are you trying to convert these niggas? We're not supposed to be trying to convince nobody. Don't waste energy trying to convince people. Now, if you want to combat their information, that's a difference. Combating them and convincing them is two different things. Because the brother on the phone is like trying to you gotta understand something. You got an impasse. Ain't no getting them out of whatever ideology they're in. You're not gonna change Polight's mind. You're not gonna change Saneter's mind. You're not gonna change Stillborn mind. You ain't gonna change none of these convict scholars' minds. You guys call these people, go on these shows as if I'm trying to, you know what it is? Oh, these still black people. I love them. I'm going to do whatever I can. I'm going to save their soul. Ain't no saving these people, man. You can't save every goddamn body. You ain't winning no damn soul going on here trying to make it make sense to these people. These people's minds are made up. Their minds made up already. The Bible's bullshit according to them. Everything we say is false according to them. Ain't no change in them. They have obstinate minds. That ain't winning souls. That's you wasting your damn time when it's 1,000 people that are willing to listen to you. The 1,000 people that are willing to listen to you say, nah, hell, fuck them. Let me talk to the people that don't give a damn about what the fuck I say. I don't give a... Exactly. There you go, Polo Spirit. That's it. If not, that's what the Bible teach. If they don't accept you, you dust your feet. You don't keep going back to that same house and try to teach these people. They don't want to learn. You move on to the people that want to learn. I had to learn that a long time ago. People had to tell me, well, you got an audience. Deal with your audience. You're right. I'm dealing with my audience. Those that want to learn the information that I got to provide, I'm going to deal with them. Because what happens is you neglect your primary audience, the people that want to hear what you have to say, that actually treasure and value the things you have to say, to go deal with people that cast it straight. That's what that means when it says casting your pearls amongst swine. That's a proverb, man. That's a wise saying. You wasting your time with these idiots that could give two shits about the Bible. Why are you go deal with people that want to hear it? You understand? You're not going to stop being dogmatic and trying to force your way of life on people that clearly could give a damn. You're getting your emotions when, oh, they're black. Somebody has to try to save them. They don't give a damn. They don't even believe in salvation and saving and all that stuff. These people believe they evolved from a goddamn soup. They believe they evolved from a damn soup, you know what I'm saying, from billions of years ago that eventually evolved into all living organisms on the earth, including bananas, including trees, including chimpanzees, including tigers, including snails, including lobsters. They don't believe that they came from an almighty power that created the universe. They believe the universe is made from nothing, which don't make no damn sense. Nothing can create something. So anyway, this is their ideology. This is the background they come from. You're not going to go over here and trigger something in them to make them say, you know what, you're right. Even if you came with actual factual information, these people are going to create ad hoc and post hoc arguments right on the spot. Because these people have a bias towards what? The Bible. So everything the Bible says is automatically false or rendered invaluable or rendered incorrect because they hate the narrative. They don't care for the narrative. You calling in every damn show is not going to change that. And you make yourself like a jackass when you sit up here and waste all your goddamn time trying to teach these people some shit they don't care about when there's thousands of people that are willing to hear you. Thousands upon thousands of people that actually agree with your ideology and your stance and your paradigm. Focus on them. It's Israelites calling into these shows. And another thing, too, a lot of y'all call into these shows because you want some goddamn spotlight, too. You want some shine. You understand? Like, what are we in this shit for? What are we in this shit for? To entertain dilettantes all the goddamn time?
That I have a problem with.
Hold on, bro. Let me answer that. Hold on. Don't dive in.
Go ahead, let Unc get it in, and
Okay,
then we're going to let you go, brother.
Go ahead, Unc.
All right, what's going on, brother? Play, how you doing, man?
I'm doing all right.
All right. So the Bible is really a cultural container of ideas and concepts created by people in a specific geographical region. It was never meant for the world's population. It was simply written for the children of Israel and their struggles in their particular area. It's not a world book. It's not an international book. Read the
Good
text.
point.
It has geography mapped out, and it's very, very simple to understand that. So if you're gonna read the Bible, read the shit with a map in front of you, so you can mark out the places. It missed Australia. It missed North and South America.
Did you hear what he just said?
90.
When you read the Bible, read it with a map in front of you. It's geographically, like he's making a geographical standpoint, or it's significant to geography. No, it's significant. You had it right at first. It's significant to the Israelites, but it's not exclusive. Meaning, someone could come into the fold and keep the practices. They don't magically become Israelites. That's BS too. We're not talking that replacement theology stuff, but they can't come in the fold and start practicing along with us. That's a dumbass argument. Oh, it missed Europe, it missed Australia, it missed 90% of Africa. Shut up. That's a dumb argument. That's a red herring. The point is, it's about a people that venerated their creator. Some note him as Yahweh, I am that I am. It just means he that exists. That's it. They believe in a supreme creator. And he had a chosen people. Geography, the chosen people could be over here in America today, right? Geography has nothing to do with that. The people are more important than geography. So this argument or whatever he's trying to say is making him profoundly stupid.
50% of Africa and all of Europe. So that book is simple. It's a geographical ancestor shrine and the veneration of other people's ancestors. That's what I want everybody to know. There's no getting around that. Like Polight say, you're not going to trick me to think it's any more than that.
All right,
Okay,
go ahead, brother.
is Garfield gone? Is Garfield gone?
Yeah.
I'm right here.
Okay, well,
Yeah, Garfield's here. Garfield's here.
Garfield. Would you like to answer the question as well, Garfield, before I answer my next question?
Well, basically, that's the premise of the whole book: misconceptions and misinformation.
There you go. That's it.
And that's what they've been doing, fooling us the whole time. So the Bible, ladies and gentlemen, no one has an answer for the entire Bible. But one thing I can tell you, though, our condition that we're in is based on a Bible believer thinking that he was righteous in enslaving us. So the Bible played a major role in me and Saneter.
See that? You see that? The appeal to emotionalism. Oh, it was a person that believed the Bible and enslaved us. Therefore, we should condemn the Bible. That's the logic behind this. Get people in their emotions, get them riled up. The Bible fake because a person believed in the Bible or believed in tenets in the Bible or believed in Jesus and they enslaved us. So why would I follow them? Because they enslaved us. Okay, so West Africans enslaved West Africans. They had different traditions and believed in Naomi and Akan deities, and the Oyos as well had their own set of deities and the way they worship and the way they practice. They enslaved other Africans. Went on slave raids. The Bihogo Africans went on slave raids and sold them. Had slaves on their plantations and on their property. And matter of fact, after slavery ended, these indigenous Africans, right? They went against the British colonial rule and went against the law at the time, which made the slave trade illegal, and continue to practice it and continue to force Africans to be subjugated to them. Now, an educated, intelligent man would not blame their spiritual tradition or their religion. That was the individual who did that. It's the same argument that the left and the Democrats make for guns. Oh, guns kill, and assault weapons kill, and they murders and massacres and all this other bullshit. No, it's the person behind the damn gun. The gun didn't do shit. It's the person who picked up that assault rifle and went to that school and killed them. That's the problem. Not the weapon itself, not the pistol itself. This is the idiocy. And this is why I say a lot of these niggas on this panel are leftists. Leftist, Marxist, fascist people. And it's sad because this imprint is on majority of the black community. That's why majority of the black community vote Democrat every goddamn election. Y'all don't hear me though. What Flip say? But you don't hear me.
And Polight and all of us and Brother Reggie and Rawborn and being on the panel right now. So the Bible played a major role. So you had Brother Polight shot the Bible up. You have Brother Rawborn burn the Bible up. You know, and you got Brother Garfield killing the Bible with scholarship. So at the end.
And that's the funny thing too. This is how childish these group of individuals are. Oh, I burnt the text up. I shot a book up. I'm killing the Bible. No, you're not. Majority of the world still adheres to Abrahamic faiths, whether you like it. Judaism, Christianity, Islam. Those are the three major religious groups on the world. Majority of the world. Just because you got a small pocket of Negroes, which is a minutia of the population on Earth, doesn't mean shit. And polo sport, that shouldn't piss you off. That shouldn't piss you off. Just because they burn the Bible, that's them wasting their own goddamn money. You shooting up a Bible, that's you wasted your own money and you wasted shells. You understand? That wasn't a profound statement, nigga. That was just you wasting your money and wasting your time. See, black people are moved by sensationalism. You understand? Oh, he shot the Bible. He burned the Bible up. That don't mean nothing. You didn't do shit. Majority of the world still adheres to the three Abrahamic faiths, whether you like it or not. Whether you like it or not, majority of the world still regards the Bible, whether you like it or not. It doesn't change. It shouldn't vex you, polo sport. It shouldn't vex you that they did that. You understand? Brother saying it's still vex. It shouldn't vex you. Because at the end of the day, that's paper with ink on it. We have millions of copies of the Bible. You burning one, that don't mean shit. I got a Bible app on my phone. Like, people got Bible apps. People got Bibles all over the place. Those people went out that way to waste some goddamn money for sensationalism, for views on the goddamn on social media. That has no damn impact. It means nothing. What does it mean? But this lets you know the mindset of these people. They don't build anything off of scholarship. They build things off of sensationalism. That's why he brought it up in arguments to appeal to emotion and rabble rousing. All right.
At the end of the day, that Bible has done a lot of damage to us, family. We can't deny that. So my whole thing with the Bible is nobody knows who wrote it, when they wrote it.
They never tell you what damage did the Bible do to you. This is the thing, man. This is how you catch people in their idiocy. Garfield, explain to us the damage that was done and then give us citations and empirical data. It's like, again, I got to compare these people to the left because you guys are on the left. You guys talk just like the Democrats. It's like this thing about the Republicans want our people, our Americans, to have voter ID in order to vote, to verify that they actually are citizens. The Democrats say, oh, no, that's voter suppression. That's Jim Crow. How is requiring voter ID making you Jim Crow-like or Jim Crow-esque, right? Or how's that voter suppression because you want to require and make sure that an actual citizen is voting? You see what I'm saying? These are the same type of talking points when they say the Bible has done a lot of damage. That's the same type of talking point that the leftists had. The Bible did a whole bunch of damage to us. No, people did damage. How did the Bible do damage? Explain that. Exemplify that. Expound on that. You just saying that doesn't make it true. This is why we call these people pontificators, man. You're pontificating. You're not really explaining yourself. But again, when they relish in the fact that they have a crowd that is not that astute. They have an audience that's not that astute, that doesn't care about research, doesn't care about anything. So these people can push anything down the pipe and they accept it. You understand? And this is even more proof that these guys are the ones pushing idiocy. Now, the word pontificate means to express one's opinion in a way considered annoyingly pompous and dogmatic. And this is what these dudes do. This is what these dudes do, man.
And have all the information, but we can't use it to move forward. We got to get rid of this book some way, somehow.
You heard what he said?
All right, go ahead.
We got to get rid of this book some way, somehow. So they give you your attentions on Candy Cam. We got to get rid of this book some way, somehow. You're not going to get rid of the book, man. Majority of the earth is following and subscribing to Abrahamic faith. Period. You living in your little small pocket called the conscious community ain't going to change that. You can get upset, make as many videos, shooting up the Bible, shoot up 1,000 Bibles, waste all that ammunition, all that damn money, because you feel like we got to get rid of this book some way, somehow. You're not getting rid of nothing, man. You's an ant, man. You understand? A small factor in the universe.
Okay. All right. So my next
Who's that in the background? That's you, Garfield?
No, that's not me.
That's the dude on the phone. He got something on the background.
No, that ain't me.
That's Rob on. Rob on trying to.
Nah, I got everybody blocked. I got everybody muted. Oh, that's Rob on. Go ahead.
It ain't me.
Go ahead, brother.
Oh, okay. Well, my next question is, if we throw away the Bible and we get rid of everything that we have learned from what our people and ancestors have gave us and passed down to us throughout these past few years, then where do we turn to? The knowledge of do we believe that Africa is the only place that is going to give us all the true knowledge that we need?
Go ahead, brother. Polight.
Let me get this one. Let me get this one. And I'm gonna tell you, we're gonna look at our direct ancestors in America. We're gonna use Black nationalism, and that's the thing that we need to focus on how we control our economy, and that's the thing we want to use.
And then this idiot invokes Black nationalism, but many of these Black nationalists believed in what book? Stillborn. What book did they believe in, Stillborn? What narrative did they believe and subscribe to? Did they believe in Jesus Christ? Did they believe in the Bible? Did they invoke the Bible? Did many of those people identify with the Bible and identify with Israelites? Huh? That's the part you're leaving out. These brothers followed that. If you want to go to what was going on in Oklahoma, Black Wall Street, Sweet Arborn, Orange Mound, all of these people were Bible believers. All these blacks that was creating these great societies and communities were Bible believers. And this is why you have a dunce hat on sitting in the corner during class. And you just sit in the corner and be quiet, because that's the part you're going to just leave out and truncate it on purpose. You're lying by omission. And you know this history. Everybody knows this history. The people that did the great slave revolts, what do they draw inspiration from? Huh? What model and system was these people using and drawing energy off of to create these great societies, early black societies in America? They damn sure wasn't talking about any of this bullshit y'all talking about on Saneter TV. They was invoking the God of Israel, man. They was following the biblical narrative. Then they were like, well, that's all they had. If it was, that's the truth. The truth is that that's what they invoked. And it was successful for them.
unify upon. We're tired of going to stores and living in neighborhoods where we don't own it. So we have a blueprint. We have Weeksville. We have Saneter. We have people who lived at a time that is.
Then he said, all them places he naming, what do these people subscribe to? He said, I'm tired of going to stores that you don't own. You know why you got the Bible ain't got nothing to do with you not owning your own stores in your communities. It has everything to do with the fact that our people represent a large sector of the workforce that's unskilled. And we don't make that much money as a damn people. But instead of spending energy on your channel, like I have done on my channel, to try to point people in the right direction to what college degrees and what skilled labor fields that our people should be going in, especially you black males, shouldn't be living off no damn woman, should be going out and getting skills that people are willing to pay for. That's how you reverse our economic situation. You're not going to reverse your economic situation making 1,000 videos about the Bible. It just doesn't work. If you want black people to really get out of the slump that they're in, you're going to push nuclear families. You're going to push economic mobility and earning a job and earning a wage in a skilled labor, not an unskilled labor, because anybody can flip fucking burgers. And this is another thing too, another leftist argument. Oh, Burger King should pay you $20 an hour. Nigga, ain't nobody gonna pay you $20 to flip a goddamn burger and make a goddamn Whopper. You get a skill that not that many people can do. That's how you make money. That's how you change your economic situation so you can own the businesses in your community. Because that takes money. And you gotta build capital. You going on the internet and disrespecting the Bible, even people that push the Bible and thump the Bible, that's not going to solve our economic issues. Applying it will, because you're going to learn to do what? If any man don't work, he don't what? He don't eat. That's a principle. You niggas just go, y'all don't work, y'all just scam niggas. That's what y'all built y'all legacy on. I don't see no videos coming from Saneter pushing STEM like that and pointing brothers to the right direction or what skills they should get. We talked about this on the channel. Brothers should go into a math degree and become actuators. They make great money because there's not that many people that can do that job, which makes it valuable. Then when you get a community of black people that all are pushing upward mobility and have highly paid skilled trades and jobs and occupations, then you could talk about owning your own community. Until then, Negro, you live in a community full of single mothers, single parents, and they living off the government. How the fuck you gonna own any goddamn thing? You don't got no revenue. You ain't got no cash, no legal cash flow. And you ain't pushing that for our people. And that's what pisses me off about you fake ass pro-Africaners. You won't give a fuck about the growth of black people. You care more about your damn dogma. You care more about your damn dogma, man. Because you guys just want to preach. But if you was really about it, you'll be teaching your people to go into STEM fields. You'll be teaching your people to pursue a master in science, a bachelor's in science, because these degrees have high payouts. Not so you can argue with niggas online. You don't get degrees so you can argue with niggas online. You get degrees to obtain jobs. That's the number one purpose of degrees in North America, where we live. And again, Polight, who's pushing idiocy? You niggas is pushing idiocy. Let's go.
Way worse than this time is lynch, hanged, and calling on the same specific God at the same time. We got the same people, our people, saying we're going to show the white man that we're good. We're going to stop doing our African stuff. We're going to be good Christians. We fight the Revolutionary War, we get shitted on. We fight 1814 war, get shitted on. That's a perpetual cycle. So now we can look back and we can see what worked and what didn't work. So we're going to focus specifically on those things that they use to build those communities and add on about that. That part right there, all you gotta
And then the way they speak, oh, we gonna add on. You ain't adding shit. What has Rob Boy, you ain't doing none of this shit you talking about. You gonna add on to this. That. You ain't no community leader, man. You ain't building no goddamn Black Wall Street. The way the nerve of these niggas, the way they talk, you're not doing none of that, man. And these people become the head chairman of black people. All of a sudden, yeah, we gonna do this and we gonna. No, they not. These black people under your fucking tutelage, these black people be worse off than they already are. They be living off the government, single parent homes, having a high conviction rate. You know what I'm saying? Prison to school to prison pipeline, high literacy rate under your damn tutelage because you're not pushing no goddamn STEM, no education. You're not telling them to even have the correct research methodology. Cut the bullshit. This is all about you get anti-Bible. It has nothing to do with building up black people. You anti-Bible and that's it.
And what would be those things?
Hold on, I'm gonna be done right now, bro. I'm gonna be done right now. You're gonna look out. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna get it to you. All we gotta do is look at Amber Geiger.
Oh wait, nobody give a damn about. We gotta do a look at Amber Geiger. What would be those things to fix the 77% babies born out of wedlock rate, man? The single parent homes, man. What's gonna fix that? Pushing a strong moral corpus that prescribes that we what? Stay with our families, man, and keep our families together. That we don't just go out there and stick our dick in any fucking woman and bust nuts in them and create children and fucking leave. A strong, rigorous system. I wonder what system that could be. I wonder what system that makes you be cognizant on what woman you choose and doesn't allow you to just go around there willy-nilly with your Peter out, man. Oh, I wonder what tradition does that. Oh, yeah, the biblical tradition. I forgot. It says that in the Bible. That would solve that 77% rate of our children being born in single parent homes. Not following Rob Bourne's way, because Rob Bourne probably don't even push marriage. He ain't married his goddamn self. The hell out of here, man. You niggas go out there and make whores of our women. That's what you do. You niggas make whores of our women and get on here and try to condemn the damn Bible. How is that empowering the black community? Fuck as many hoes as you can and make whores of our women. That's empowering the black community, huh? Fucking curse.
All right? The girl kills somebody, goes in the thing. The black woman comes behind the goddamn counter and feels sorry for and give us the goddamn Bible. Black woman rubbing her hair. That shit right there, those are not the ancestors of the past. That book is no good. So when I'm talking about black nationalism, that means that you unite on the issue that we have, right? We have a wealth gap issue right now, right? We have specific problems of gentrification in our community. That means that we join these organizations, one called BAN, Brooklyn Action Network, which I'm a part of. You join these things and you unite with your people to bring forth that change. It doesn't matter if you're a Christian or whatever.
It does matter if you're a Christian, because why would I align myself with someone that constantly bashes the foundation that I subscribe to? It doesn't matter if you're a Christian, but we go to the meetings every fucking week. You talking about how the Bible just is no good. The Bible's bad, and you burning the Bible, and your coach is this, your coach is that. You Negro Jews, and all this other negative, pejorative shit. We supposed to sit there and eat that shit up? No, that's not how the real world works. You align with people that your ideologies are similar and that you can actually work with. I can't work with a nigga that want to teach the children in our community that the Bible's bullshit. This is all fake. Talking about it don't matter. It does matter. It matters to you. It matters to you so much you burnt the Bible. You burned the Bible. It mattered to you, nigga. So ain't nobody gonna pull their dollars together with you. Matter of fact, why would they pull their dollars with you in the first place? You're not a family man in the first place. We talking about family man affairs. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here making these women into respectable women and wives and fathering y'all children. Y'all not doing that, man. A lot of you conscious niggas is conscious pimps, man, living off women. I guess you're going to say that's African. You guys are something else.
Keep that shit between you and whatever it is you believe in. And when we come together,
you see that? Keep that shit between you and whatever it is you believe in. That's not how it works. When you deal with congregations, when you deal with Marcus Garvey, these people came together and galvanized off what? Their central beliefs and their ideology. Oh, keep this. No, you go gather with people that think like you, Ryborn. That's what you do. Y'all got this fantasy about all black people coming together. All black people not gonna come together. We disenfranchised. We got different beliefs. I damn sure ain't gathering up with no damn liberals and no LGBT pride fucking march. That'll be akin to me going to an LGBT pride march and they tell me, you know what, just keep your beliefs to yourself. But we got to get together and do this thing for black people. No, I'm not doing that because I don't agree with that. This is idiocy what these guys are telling you to do. Just keep your ideas and all your beliefs to you. That's not how the real world works. Conservatives get with conservatives. Liberals get with liberals for the most part. You got a fantasy in your damn head that does not conform with reality. You want black people to spend their money with you and put money towards endeavors with your programs, and you sit up here disrespecting their culture and disrespecting their ideology. That's not how it fucking works. They're not gonna spend any goddamn money with you, and all you fucking talk about is all you do is dog out the religion and traditions that we hold sacred. Where they do that at? Take your ass to West Africa and disrespect those people, gods and their entities and their sacred rituals and their beliefs, and see what happened to your ass. You think they're gonna want to come together with you? Yeah, let's come together and put money in a pot and so we can buy this satellite dish. That's not gonna fucking happen. Thank you, Vernon. Thank you, Vernon. How can two walk together except that they agree? This is the poison of this black conscious community, man, and it's false pseudo black power. Hey, Little Avenue, they might cook their ass. They might become Sunday dinner, man. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be Bugs Bunny. Remember that episode of Bugs Bunny when he went to them natives and them natives was trying to cook his ass, he thought he was taking a hot bath. He thought he was in a jacuzzi and they was chopping up vegetables, putting onions and stuff in there, trying to season his ass. Yo, go over there and talk about we're gonna put together a black coalition, black power. Oh, by the way, your gods ain't shit. By the way, your religion ain't shit. By the way, your religion ain't no good. And by the way, you bullshit. Oh, now spend some money with me. Let's put our money together. You niggas is irrational as hell. And you niggas is high as hell, man. You must be tweaking off the dust, man.
Can't deny that. So my whole thing with the Bible is
Tom, we got the same people, our people saying we're gonna show the white man that we're good. We're gonna stop doing our African stuff. We're gonna be good Christians. We fight the Revolutionary War, we get shitted on. We fight 1814 war, get shitted on. It's a perpetual cycle. So now we can look back and we can see what worked and what didn't work. So we're gonna focus specifically on those things that they use to build those communities and add on about that. That part right there.
Okay, and what would be those things?
Hold on, I'm gonna be done right now, bro. I'm gonna be done right now. You're gonna look out. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna get to you. All we gotta do is look at Amber Geiger. All right, the girl kills somebody, goes in the thing. The black woman comes from behind the goddamn counter and feels sorry for and give us the goddamn Bible. Black woman rubbing her hair. That shit right there. Those are not the ancestors of the past. Right? That book is no good. So when I'm talking about black nationalism, that means that you unite on the issue that we have, right? We have a wealth gap issue right now, right? We have specific problems of gentrification in our community. That means that we join these organizations, one called BAN, Brooklyn Action Network, which I'm a part of. You join these things and you unite with your people to bring forth that change. It doesn't matter if you're a Christian or whatever. Keep that shit between you and whatever it is you believe in. And when we come together, we do that. And that's the solution. Because I told you a town, Weeksville, Brooklyn, how did they build this in the 1820s? How did they do that? Was they sitting there waiting for God? Yeah, they went to church, but they was building. They was taking the skills that they had.
You heard him? He tried to. Yeah, they went to. Yeah, those people were leading God, Robborn, and that was their centralized belief, and they all came up. They came up to prominence through that centralized belief. You agree the way I agree? My children can live with you. My children. I can trust you with my children. Your children can be trusted with me. You understand? I can teach your children something. You can teach my children something because we have the same core ideology. That's how communities are built. They're not built by a bunch of disenfranchised people. Look at the Asian community. Majority of them. Listen, I work in service, so I'm in a lot of people's homes. And one thing I know is about the Asian community, they're uniform. The uniformity is great. See, y'all want to deal with unity. You really need to be dealing with uniformity because that's powerful when you're uniform. Almost every Asian house I go to, can you take your shoes off? Can you take your shoes off? Because according to their traditions, that's that's how they carry themselves. That's a belief and a trait with them. And I can't go to their house and tell them, man, I don't believe in none of that shit. I'm keeping my shoes on or not put shoe covers on when I come in their home. People gonna cuss my ass out, man. They're not gonna take that lightly. But you want black people to take your comments and how you treat it, and view their deity or view their sacred religion or practices. Just put up with your shit and just work with you. Ain't nobody working with you, man. Nobody's gonna work with you. You're gonna fail. You're not gonna bring no damn upliftment to black people at all. And I know you're not, because you're not doing shit but getting on YouTube talking. You's a preacher. You's a goddamn preacher, man. My way of advocating for black people to help themselves is about getting your ass up. Black men, get your ass up, become literate, go get skilled trades, go get get degrees that have high payouts. I'm not gonna sit here and preach to you about that because it requires action. It doesn't require talking. It requires you getting up off your ass and doing something to change and better yourself. But when you're a pastor, you got to keep the audience gravitating towards you, so you got to keep talking nonsense like him. Well, whatever religion you believe in, no, you're saying that because you don't want to hear it. But guess what? People want to go around and be able to express themselves, right? They want to be able to express themselves in the ideology that they are in. So what Robborn, Stillborn, the penitentiary pimp pastor needs to do is get around his cohorts, people that think like him. Go around people that think like you, okay? And y'all do something, but you ain't gonna even do that shit either. You ain't gonna even do that shit either, man. You just on here talking shit.
Educating themselves, sending black people to college, bringing them back here, and they brought it back to the.
Thank you, Low Avenues. Who are they to work with anyway? We're gonna work with Polight. This nigga done scammed the whole goddamn America. This nigga done scammed all of Black America. You understand? And there's video evidence of it. Saneter did a video rebuking this nigga, then he right back working with him again. You just scammed all of America. Ain't nobody trying to work with your ass. Ain't nobody trying to work with you. You understand? And then you want the same community, because we black, we just supposed to identify on our skin color, because y'all racist as hell and colorist as hell, to be like, nah, you right. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to put money towards your endeavors. Why would I give you any goddamn money? You's a goddamn preacher, man, looking for a tithe offering. What the hell going on, bro?
Community. That foundation is gone. So one of our first doctors, James McCune Smith, he couldn't get to school. The black people was broke. They raised their money, sent him out. He came right back to the community, made our first pharmacy, and started building. That is the blueprint. That is what we need. That is the
All right.
That is what the enemy took away from us to make us love everybody. When you get the Bible, you gotta love everybody. You gotta forgive everybody.
But that's not what I asked.
No.
All right, hold on, brother. Ask your question again. And Brother Polight, you got this one. Ask the question again, brother.
Okay, Brother Polight. The question was, since we throw away everything that we have built our foundations on, where do we turn to get these foundations again? Where does the knowledge lie? He says building, starting from the foundation and going back to the things we know. But the things that we know is basically the same things of this economy, if this European doctrine. So if we throw away that, where do we turn to for the actual knowledge?
Okay, I want to make sure I'm clear. Are you insinuating that if we disregard the Bible, that's throwing away everything we know or throwing away our foundation? Or is this a broader question?
No.
Because
what I'm saying is...
Real quick, because based on the subject matter today, I know we was talking about the Bible. So what exactly are you talking about us saying that we need to throw away? So I could concur if I agree with you with what you're talking about, because I may not want to throw away everything you think we're throwing away. So what is it exactly that you're saying we're throwing away if it's not exclusive to the Bible?
Well, when we speak on the Bible, we have to speak on all religions and factions that partake in the Bible. So we throwing away Christianity, we throwing away Hebrew, we throwing away Muslims, we throwing away Catholics. You
talking about religion? Can I say religion?
So if we throw away religion,
okay,
we throw away religion completely, where do we turn to rebuild?
Okay, so I'm going to answer your question, but I'm going to demur real quick. By demurring, I mean I'm going to ask a question to counter your question just for the purposes of bringing some enlightenment, but not to defer our attention from your original question. I'm going to answer to it. This is what I would like to know.
Okay.
If we're talking about Islam, we're talking about something about 1,400 years old, maybe a little older. If we're talking about Judaism, we're talking about Judaism would say the planet is 6,000 years old, according to most people that make subscriptions to Judaism. We're talking about Christ's doctrine, Christianity, we talking.
And that's another thing too. They speaking in absolutes. The Bible doesn't say that the earth is 6,000 years old. Because somebody giving that verse where it says, "Thou shalt command the people to know that the Bible is 6,000." It don't say that. And scholars, there's a mixed bag. Some scholars believe in that 6,000 year stuff. Some scholars don't. Got a whole reason to believe group that don't believe in 6,000 years. I believe it's much older, because of the gap theory and genealogical gaps and stuff of that nature. The next thing is the point that he's about to make. Oh, well, the science says science don't say a damn thing. Science is a conceptual tool. Scientists make statements. And there are scientists that purport that the earth is old, that is 4-point-something billion years old, 4.4 billion years old. And then you got people that show and prove that, okay, you have animals that die that have bio tissue or tissue or anything of that nature, right? That shouldn't survive for millions of years. For example, they have dinosaur flesh, dinosaur vessels, dinosaur blood that shouldn't survive for millions of years. So with that being stated, the dinosaur could not be 67 million years old if we're finding dinosaur soft tissue in the ground, because that flesh would have been deteriorated. It wouldn't even last 1 million years. That lets you know it's not that damn old. They have found squid ink sacs that's supposed to be 100 million years old, still fresh, and still able to use the ink in the sac of the squid. These things died much more recently. So that kills this long, drawn out 4 billion years of evolution. And we all came from this soup, and the soup created all life, including bananas, plants, chimpanzees, humans, snails, lobsters. It's a damn lie. That's all religious dogma pushed by pastors in the scientific realm. It's like Dr. Russell Humphreys, which is a scientist himself, put it. 90% of the things we use to rate the age of the Earth point to a young creation. One of them being helium retention and zircon crystals. Helium's a very slippery atom, and they dissipate very fast. And we know that rate. The zircon crystals should not have any helium in them if the Earth was millions and millions of years old, but they still got helium in it, meaning that those crystals had to form with less than 20,000 years. Same thing with humans. Humans are not millions and millions of years old. The reason why they propose that because they have to fit their schema in there, which is evolution. Humans become chimps shared a ancestor with humans, with ape-like ancestor that created both the chimp and the human. And that was 6 million years ago. So they're trying to squeeze or fit all this into this long, drawn-out time frame. But there are plenty of scientists, there are plenty of biologists, astronomers, biochemists that don't agree with these long, drawn-out ass dates. But when they talk to you, they'll be like, "Oh, well, science says this," as if it's uniform and everybody, and it's a monolith, and everybody says the same damn thing. No, they do not. Rasmus Nelson tells you that these long, drawn-out dates they give for DNA and molecular dating and molecular anthropology are confounded because mutation rates are not known. Since they're not known, what do? They just plug in a rate. They assume the rate, and that's how they come up with these. Oh, well, our human ancestors 200,000 years old, or we came from the Denisovans and the Neanderthals split off 350 to 500,000 years ago, and then we had an ape-like ancestor 6.7 million years ago. But you wouldn't know that because, again, in the Black community, we don't have a reading culture. We don't have a research culture. We know both sides of the arguments as Israelites that study because we hear the argument from you. We study that argument, and then we go read the opposing argument, like Dr. Russell Humphreys, Dr. Nathaniel Jeanson. These people are all scientists. Dr. Young, we can go down the list. And they do not advocate for a old 4-billion-year-old Earth, man. They do not advocate for that. But these guys give you one side of the story and one side of the narrative because they don't even research this shit them damn selves. That's keep it 100. Helium retention shows that the Earth is not 4 billion years old. Period.
About 2,000 years, though, Christ himself wouldn't have been a Christian, and it wasn't a church erected in Antioch until 500 years after the purported life of Christ. So we could go as far back as 6,000 years when we're talking about this religion. Do you believe human beings are about 6,000 years old or millions of years old? I just need to understand where your frame of mind is.
You hear what he said? Are human beings million years old or 1,000 years old? And this shows that Polight don't even know this shit like that. He don't even know it because when we dealing with what we call human beings, they don't come million years ago. The ancestors, according to secular scientists that believe in Darwinian evolution, of what we call Homo sapiens sapien came millions of years ago, but not the modern Homo sapiens sapiens. That was like 200,000 years ago. But again, when these niggas are not studied, man. These are preachers just trying to regurgitate information and he's trying to catch this guy up because he's probably a believer in the book and he believes in the book and he probably heard that 6,000 year stuff. So he's going to roll with that. But then he's going to use that as condemnation. Watch.
I don't believe that humans or people are only 6,000 years old. No, I do not believe that. I believe that we're way much older than that.
Okay, so by way much older, you don't have to be right. I just want to contextualize this. Do you believe that human beings may be 1 million years old, 100,000 years old, maybe 50,000 years old? Which one would you pick? And it doesn't have to be absolutely right. I just want to.
And then this whole argumentum is irrelevant because what does this has? The argument about how old the humans are, or Homo sapiens sapien as we call them, has nothing to do on whether or not we should follow the Bible or not. Because that's what he's trying to get to. Oh, well, the Bible got that wrong, so why should we follow it? That's the line of logic he's trying to go through by pushing this dogma about, oh man, is man million years old, 100,000 years old? So here's the thing, Polight. Show me a 1,000,000-year-old man, human being like you and I. Show me one. Fucking idiot.
Get a barometer for where you are at, so I can have a good build with you.
Well, I actually don't believe in evolution, so I can't go back to millions. I can't go back to millions, so I would say that human beings are at least about 250,000 years old.
Okay, let's keep that. Let's presume that this might be right. And again, you don't have to be right about it, but now that we can presume that human beings are about 250,000 years old, in retrospect, right? Now we look at these religions that we're saying toss out. These religions are babies in comparison, or in contrast, I should say, to human beings' existence. What do you believe human beings were doing, right, for over 244,000 years?
All right, so the answer to Polight's question, the answer to his question, according to secular scientists, we wasn't doing much of nothing but, being foragers and being hunter-gatherers. And a lot of what we call humans during this 100,000 year gap that he's proposing that existed, right? We were going around dying. They had serial found effects. There was a lot of extinction going on, according to scientists. Now, they don't have fossil remnants of these millions of people dying off, 100,000 groups of people dying off. We don't have that. We have vestiges of fossils, tooths here, a thigh bone here, so on and so forth. And then they fill in the gaps with fragmentary evidence and tell you, oh, we was here 100,000 years, and they would here hunting and gathering. They wasn't making any advancements in science. They wasn't learning how to read and write. It wasn't creating civilization. They wasn't building monuments. They wasn't building temples. They wasn't building irrigation. For 100,000 years, humans were dumb, stupid animals going around hunting and gathering and foraging, according to the secular narrative. So it wouldn't be no Bible, no nothing. It wouldn't be anything that involves intellect. It was just us running around butt-ass naked, trying to survive with wooden clubs, and then eventually we get stone clubs during the Pleistocene. And all these years we up there, we're eating mammoths. And if you read this stuff and actually understand it, we wasn't doing much of anything but surviving. If you follow that narrative. And that's what Dr. Russell Humphreys brings out. That's a big hole. You mean to tell me it took human beings 100,000 years to get to the Neolithic Revolution? Because they teach that we pretty much didn't have the mental prowess that we have today. Through evolution, we evolved to this state of, being able to be wise enough to write and be wise enough to farm. And so it took 100. So let's use this date. It took 200, because we know Neolithic Revolution happened around 12,000 years ago. So it took 238,000 years for us to find out how to domesticate plants and animals. 238,000 years. Man, miss with that bullshit, man.
Because the oldest religion that we could bring it back to is about the 6,000-year-old Judaism, the 2,000-year-old Christianity, the 1,400-year Islam. So when we say throw the religion away, right, we should question what were human beings doing not to.
All right, so let's assume that the 250,000 years is correct. And we throw away the religions because they're too new. They're babies, according to Polight. So we're going to go back to being foragers, Polight. So let's just go back. This is called recidivism. Let's go back to being primitive human beings, according to the secular narrative, you know what I'm saying, in Africa or in Europe or in the Middle East, and we live completely off the land, wear no goddamn clothes, and we start to hunt and gather again and die from diseases and shit like that because we're not dealing with anything, because that's not deal with modern science either, Polite, because modern science only 400, 500 years old. That's not deal with that either. That's a baby. What were we doing before modern science? See how dumb this damn argument is? These are all babies. That's not use modern science. Let's just go back to how it was before the advent of farming, before the advent of civilization. Since we're using the baby argument, what's a baby? Matter of fact, that's not right, read and write anymore. That's not use language as a form of communication anymore, because that's a baby. That's right. Language didn't come until, you know, advent of civilization when we start getting written languages and stuff of that nature. It's a baby, Polite, so we should discard it, right? This is idiocy. This is fucking idiocy. But he's claiming, oh, the Bible's pushing idiot. No, nigga, you pushing idiocy.
Too long ago before religion was introduced, because after all, man has to at least exist at least 250,000 years ago. What the hell was we doing prior? For all those hundreds of thousands of years. And I say this to say it shouldn't be far-fetched when we say let's remove the religion.
Yes. What we were doing all those years was being primitive as hell. Running around naked and shit and being animalistic. I guess we should go back to that, Polite. This is the goofy ass shit that come out this man's mouth. That's why I'm not impressed by any of his word salads. You niggas might be impressed by it, but listen to what he's actually advocating for.
Because the religion that we're talking about removing ourselves from, we were far removed from for over 200 plus thousand years, according to you. So why is it?
You also was far removed from toothbrushes. Does it mean we need to throw away toothbrushes? Then also we were far removed from goddamn soap and indoor plumbing. Does that mean we need to get rid of indoor plumbing? We were far removed from computers, laptops. We can just go forever. Cars. Matter of fact, let's get rid of cars because they're babies. When we look at how old the humans are, 250,000 years ago, there was no goddamn car. So guess what? They're babies. So let's get rid of the cars. Yeah, let's get rid of toilet paper and start wiping our goddamn ass with goddamn tree bark, man. This is you see how easy it is to, you know, dismantle this man's fucking talking points? He wants to go back to being primitive and barbaric. No, I'm not saying that. Yes, that is what you fucking saying. When you invoke this long period of time when we wasn't doing shit as a species, what we were doing then? Okay, Polite, you lead by example. Go back to being the way humans were prior to the advent of agriculture, civilization, writing. Go back to that period your damn self. You and your family be the example for black people first. You do that first, and then we'll follow. The hell going on, man?
It's so hard to grasp.
Is that a question?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I'm still here.
The question is, if we've been thriving as humanity for over 200 plus thousand years, and religion has only reared its ugly head as of 6.
That's another lie. We wasn't thriving during this period. There were serial founders effects. A lot of humans were dying off. If we're going to stick to this narrative, teach it correctly. A lot of humans were dying off during this period. That's why it was the populations were bottleneck, and they would try to grow and expand again. Bottleneck. There were serial bottlenecks, back to back. Humans dying off left and right because we didn't have the advent of modern medicine. We didn't have farming, so we couldn't create surplus food for ourselves and thrive. We understand that farming came in and population growth followed it because now you can provide enough food to support huge societies. Before then, you didn't have that. You went and chased chased the animals and tried to live off of that. And if you had any lean months, you died. There was no coming back from that. You died from starvation. If the animals were sick or dying off or you couldn't find them, you died. That's the life of a hunter-gatherer. You're trying to oversimplify the shit to make a point. There wasn't no damn thriving going on. It was a lot of pain and fucking suffering going on. It was hard to live during that time if we're going to presume that this even fucking took place. Yeah, he never going to answer that question because they don't have that answer. But that's what preachers do. They don't provide answers. They just give you feel-good religion, you know what I'm saying, and work on your emotions so you can pass that damn collection plate around and take your goddamn money. Shit.
1,000 years ago, Judaism. 2,000 years ago, Christianity. 1,400 years ago, Islam. Why would it be so hard to conceive that we would be on this platform saying, hey, let's relinquish the hold that religion has on us? Because after all, based on the context of where you believe we existed at the very least, we've been thriving as humans for over 200,000 years. Why is it so far-fetched?
It's not far-fetched, and I have no problem with the way that you broke that down, and I think you did that very well. But what I'm saying is, my question that I still won't answer is, even if we go back to the cycles of the beginning of my 250,000 years old, yes. I still want to know if we go back to 250,000 years, what is the key in knowledge right then?
Hey, brother, can I?
Okay, let me close out. I'm gonna close out. I'm gonna close out with this. I just wanted to, create that space so we can have a real good build. And so what I'm saying to you is, you don't believe that culture was precipitated inside of a span of 200,000+ years before religion was introduced, and perhaps religion can be a hindrance or impede it.
Did you hear what he just said? You don't believe that culture was, did he say facilitated? In this long stretch of time, 200,000 years. Okay, Polight, show us the culture of these goddamn Cro-Magnons. Because let's put a name on it. Show us the damn culture of the Cro-Magnons. Show us the religious practice of the Cro-Magnons. What did the Cro-Magnons believe in? Because that's the time period we're dealing with, dumbass. What did the Cro-Magnons believe in? What was their patron deity? Okay, what about the Neanderthals? The Neanderthals lived during that time. According to the secular time scale, they died off 30,000 years ago. They lived during that damn time. What about Homo heidelbergensis? Did he have fucking culture? Did he have a language? Was he going around teaching people about anything according to the secular science? So you're saying, well, we can just go back to that. Go back to what, nigga? Show us what you're talking about. And this is what I'm saying. This word salad shit, blanket statements, empty statements. What are you telling us to go back to? You want us to go back to being hunter-gatherers? What culture was being facilitated during this time?
On our ability to mobilize as a people. See, the age-old question that I always ask people is, what were we doing prior to the introduction of Yahweh Shai, Allah, Jesus? What was Black people doing? Because if we address that issue, we might come to terms with what we should be doing now. And I'm not saying this like I don't know. I'm saying this to get the stimulation going on with your neurons. Like, yo, hold the fuck up. If we've been thriving for 200,000+ years, and we see what religion has done, and I'm going to show you what religion has done. If buildings are blowing up, right? Chances are it's a religious person doing it, correct?
Yes.
Okay, hold on. The KKK, is that not a Christian organization?
You cut out right there. I didn't hear you.
The KKK, Ku Klux Klan, is that not a religious organization?
I want Polight to give us the culture of the Homo erectus. Can we get the culture of Homo erectus, Homo heidelbergensis, Homo habilis, and all of the rest of them, man? Can we get the culture of these people that live these long stretches of time? Can we get these people? Can I get the culture? Can I get the culture of these early hominins? Can I get the culture since they were thriving? And then what were they actually doing, Polight? Tell us what they were doing. What were they thriving in? In the steel industry, you dumbass? What was they thriving in? If we're going to assume that this took place, these people were just barely fucking making it. Living like animals live.
It is.
Christianity. Okay, was the slave master religious as far as the transatlantic
Yes,
slaves?
he was.
Okay.
Yes, he was.
Hold on. Are you?
But here's the thing, brother. Let me remove this so I can see this. What were we doing before the Bible? It's always a question they ask, but never study or practice those cultures. Now, he not even invoking the Egyptian culture or the Assyrian or any other culture, the Mesopotamian cultures of Europe and stuff like that. He's saying even before that, he's talking about a 200,000 period, 200,000 year period where we don't have no proof of no goddamn culture like that, man. All you have is vestiges of these men, the Cro-Magnon, the Neanderthal, the early hominins, the Homo heidelbergensis. We know nothing about these species or these hominids. We don't know anything about these people. But he's gonna sit here and lie. Oh, they will thrive in it according to what? And this is why we source up over here, man. What is he basing this off of? His feelings, his fucking emotions? His intuition? This is that bullshit preacher shit I was talking about. These are jailhouse preachers, man. Nawapian preachership, man. This is what's going on right here. All these niggas convict scholars, man. Yeah. Boogaloo funny as hell. He said the cavemen were serving fine cuisine and limousines. He can't say that. He can't say with complete certainty because there is no certainty with this. When you're dealing with the Pleistocene and ancient hominins, there's barely any data about these people. They just have bone fragments, man. Let me open up my Nook out, man. I was gonna read this book earlier any damn way. Let me open my Nook out. Let me let this play. Open my Nook out.
With the trans-Saharan slave trade under Arab imperialism, were they religious?
Yes, I am.
So what I'm saying is
they were.
The greatest crimes perpetrated against humanity, more especially in the case of black people, were spearheaded by the subscribers of the same religions we are saying we need to relinquish the hold from of our people. It's not far-fetched. Go ahead. I let my brother keep building because I got.
Let's go. You in there, brother?
Yeah. You can hear. Y'all can hear me, right?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah, you on your A game with that shit right there, Polight. So
that
let
was
me
fire
add
right
to
there.
that.
Facts.
So let me add to that with some more damn fire, right? So it's very essential that we simply replace it with the thing that we had at first. We had literacy of the world around us. See, we talk about scientific literacy. We know that the method and we know that science was ushered in Africa. Okay, so we go back to scientific literacy because scientific literacy and science is the only way that you can truly understand your natural world. And in understanding your natural world, you learn how to navigate and manipulate your world to the point where you can.
I'm talking with the mic muted. Listen, he just lied. Science was not ushered in through Africa. Science, or as we know it today, modern science, came from Bible-believing people. But earlier, Garfield condemned the Bible based upon a Bible believer or his putative Bible believer. He didn't even give no names or nothing. That believed in the Bible and enslaved us. So he said that's enough to condemn the Bible. Well, Bible believers are the ones who brought and pushed modern science. It didn't happen in no fucking Africa either. These was mainly Europeans. Oh, the white man, the devil. The white man, the oppressor. Okay, so now you're going to get rid of modern science? Christians were bringing forth modern science. They are the one. Bible-believing Christians are the ones responsible for ushering in modern science. You are wrong, and that's ahistorical, meaning that's against history. That's not according to the historical record. It wasn't ushered in by no goddamn Africans or in Africa. Y'all go so far with this false ass pseudo black empowerment shit, pro African shit that you will just lie. Give me a citation that science was ushered in by Africans. Come on now. The first scientists, the people that ushered in science, were religious. They believed in the Bible when they were Christian. There's no fucking way around it. Galileo, Christian. Newton, where you get the Newtonian physics from, Christian. There's no fucking way around it, man.
Provide food, clothing, and
before I go on with that, before I let him bullshit y'all, let me remove that. Share my stream, share the Nook app, share the entire thing, and read Jonathan Wells, which is a biologist that doesn't believe in evolution, because some people want to give you the illusion that every scientist agrees with this evolutionary Darwinian bullshit. All right, this is from his book Zombie Science, because as many times as evolution has been killed and discredited, it keeps coming back. It is very much so a zombie science. So let me read this for you guys. Evolution as materialistic science. Darwin described his most famous book, The Origin of Species, as one long argument. It was basically an argument against creation by design, and it took the following form. The facts of biology are inexplicable on the theory of creation, but make sense on the theory of descent with modification. Starting with the 4th edition of his book, Darwin went further and argued that the idea that living things were created according to a plan is not scientific explanation. Design was, as it were, ruled out of court by definition. It is often claimed that people in the 19th century were converted to Darwin's theory because he provided so much evidence for it. But this is not true. For one thing, Darwin could offer no evidence for natural selection, only 1 or 2 imaginary illustrations. And despite the title of his famous book, he failed to explain the origin of species. So this whole theory is based upon imaginary illustrations, not based upon evidence, not based upon things that we can observe, empirical reality. It's based upon someone's goddamn imagination. And you're not going to get this from Ankh or Polight. These idiots are not going to bring this forth. Why? Because they're pushing idiocy. But the truth of the matter is, this is imaginary. There is no evidence for no damn macroevolution, apes becoming men and ape-like creatures. And here's the thing. I always take it back to the origin of mammals. According to Darwinian evolution, all mammals come from rodent-like creatures. All of them. That's lions. That's whales. That's dolphins. That's humans. That's dogs, that's bears. I mean, going on. Those pandas, everything comes from rodent-like creatures. Rodents created all the mammals. This is all imaginary bullshit, man. All right, let's get back to the video. Boy, I tell you.
And after you provide food, clothing, and shelter, okay, then you can create a body of literature, okay, to critique the world around you and show you who you're supposed to fuck with and who you're not supposed to fuck with. We can make a brand new spiritual system that consists of science and understanding our mortal enemies that enslaved us under the banner of the 3 religions.
Wait, you mean the same science that was created and curated by these religious people that you're calling your moral enemies in the first place? Get the hell out of here, man. I guess we're gonna throw away Galileo and Newton's work because they all believe in God. All the 17th, 16th century, you can forget about it. 15th, you can forget all of those people that brought forth the scientific revolution. These people were Christians, man. These people believed in the Bible. These people believed in God. Richard Owen. These people believed in the person who came up with the classifications taxonomy, Linnaeus. He believed in God. He said he mapped out all of the organisms and he believed these were the archetypes of creation. Okay? These people believe in God. These people believe in religion. To keep invoking science. Where do you think it came from? Religious thinking men. That's where it came from. And it wasn't in no Africa, dilettante. It was in Europe. It was these Europeans that were coming up with this. Oh, they couldn't have made it. They white. Racist ass niggas, man. Basing shit off skin color. What the hell going on here?
That we're talking about. So black people can create a moral compass again. Black people can create ideas and concepts based off of their ancestry, based off of the way they need to live in the space age. So we can create a space age idea and concept, okay, that will completely put us in position to control our food, clothing, and shelter. And I say we can do that with scientific literacy.
Hey, Saneter.
Okay. And that,
let me pause this real quick. Again, he's saying we can create all these things. You making videos is not going to make people scientific literate or make us go into the space age. This is another thing too. Y'all talk this shit. All you doing is preaching, man. You niggas is preaching. You niggas is anti-science. A lot of you niggas is really anti-science. Because the minute I mentioned that white people and black people can be related to each other, y'all gonna drop science in a hot second, man. In a heartbeat. You gonna drop, oh, fuck that. That's the white man shit.
Let me say this. Whenever any human being calls your program and says, what do we replace it with? They are in a position of holding on to what they are comfortable with.
Wait a minute. So we should just disregard whatever we believe in and the things we hold as true because you said that. No, nigga, the reverse is true. You're comfortable with being an atheist. Doesn't mean everybody else should be comfortable with it being an atheist. You just want to force your ideas on people. If any brother has a different opinion, he just comfortable and holding on what he holding on to. And you know what? Fuck him and fuck his belief and fuck what he think. He got to think like me because, you know, we got to control. We got to be hive-minded. We got to be like zombies and believe all the same shit. No. Exactly, Chemo. That was the dumbest shit to come out of his mouth. Why? Because, again, social fascism. A lot of black men believe in social fascism. They believe that they should be able to say something and everybody fall in line with it. And all black people should think the goddamn same, but we don't. I'm glad we don't. I'm glad there's some black people out here with some damn sense, man. Thank God for the few black individuals with some sense. He's holding on to something, just like you holding on to your atheistic belief, man. You holding on to your religion and your ideology. So that's a moot point, man.
Now, I am saying, while the caller is here, he is a Bible believer.
And check this out. And that would be a good question. You're telling this man and telling Bible believers all the time, we need to destroy the Bible, get rid of the Bible. He's like, okay, what you going to replace it with? It's always a bunch of bullshit, a whole bunch of lies, a whole bunch of, pontification. You never answer directly the question directly what we should replace it with. You go through this rigor, you go through all of this shit to give a non-answer. All you're going to do is keep critiquing and debasing the Bible because it's all you know how to fucking do. That's all you know how to do.
And why I say that, I'm going to tell you why. Although he will not admit it, Polight, he won't admit it because no person who doesn't believe in the Bible would ask that question. So what I am saying is the slave always gonna feel comfortable for a certain time period. So you're gonna have certain blacks in our community that are comfortable because of the money they make. So they don't see what the little man is going through with slavery and white.
What the fuck is he talking about? This is rabble rousing again. This is rabble rousing. Oh, the money they make. Well, poor people believe in God too. Then what? People that struggle believe in God. That makes no damn sense. That's not logically coherent. Nigga, I guess you got some money. You live in New York. You gotta have some goddamn money to live out there. Rent fucking $20 million a month up there. It's $20 million to live in a goddamn studio up there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he giving a lot of philosophy right now. You know what I'm saying? Oh, well, you got money and, he not worried about the poor struggling person. And what the fuck that got to do with this man's belief, man? This don't make no damn, this argument that this is the idiocy of Garfield, man. Garfield is the dumbest nigga on the panel, bro. He's always the dumbest nigga on the panel. It don't matter who on there. Black Jesus Minister could be on the panel. Black Jesus Minister is smarter than Garfield. Right. That's all it was. He trying to attack this man's faith and beliefs. Oh, well, you can't have a belief. Only I can have an ideology and belief. You can't. You ain't allowed. You got to. Nigga, you got to do what I tell you to do. Because I'm superior. This is the goofy shit you get from Garfield. He said that's not even philosophy. That's just talking shit.
Supremacy throughout the system. He can't get a loan because he's black. He can't get this because he's black. The farmland people now.
What they got to do with this brother's belief in the Bible? Before that was a thing of white supremacy, people believed in Christianity. People believed in the God of the Bible. People believed that they were Israel. They identified as Israel. Before there was anything called redlining here in America, that people believed in that. Why are you invoking racism and certain acts that may have affected our people here in America, and then trying to correlate that with a belief system? That has nothing to do with a belief system. That has everything to do with being racist, which many of you niggas on this panel are. You niggas are just racist as hell. And I'm not saying racist to white people per se. You racist against black people because you don't think black people had culture or had anything great going for themselves. You understand? Because Polight just tried to relegate us to a primitive hominin species. That lets you know what he think about black people. We should just go back to being like that. Go back to being primitive. On some nature boy shit. Shit. The hell going on with these people?
Get the funding that they deserve from the government because it's a black farm company. You're not seeing the internal racism. Hold on, brother. Hold on 1 second. The system that you have right here that's built, white supremacy, is built off of Christianity too. And people always leave that out. It goes hand in hand.
Oh, so the system's built by Christianity, white supremacy. What part of the Bible supports white supremacy? What part of that? Because if you bring up, yeah, thank you, Elder Uriah. You said it better than me. Because if you bring up, oh, well, these people believe in the curse of Canaan, and that's not a biblical principle. That's the people making that shit up. And you're right, Elder Uriah. Black racism and white supremacy was non-existent in the Tanakh. The Tanakh existed over 2,000 years ago. You don't hear them talking about no black and white racism and supremacy and all that other crap based upon your damn skin color, man. Redlining and all that stuff. That's stuff that went on in America after colonialism, the effects of colonialism. You understand? That's what you got misplaced anger, man. Oh, I'm gonna blame the Bible for how these people behave them damn selves. It don't go hand in hand. That's a false equivalency. How far are we in this video? Probably 30 minutes, and all we heard was fallacy after fallacy after fallacy. False equivocation, false dilemma, black and white arguments, irrelevant arguments, an appeal to emotionalism. And again, I opened up the video with saying this. They are just trying to get black people to put the Bible down based on the fact based on slavery and based on how white people treated us here in America. Based upon that. And this is the route they have to take because, again, these guys want to be Peter Popoff. As long as they got an audience, they can always pass that tray around. They can always pass that offering tray around. Tithes and offering, brother. Goofy ass niggas. Scam. And the nerve of some scammers talking about oppression of black. You oppressing black people in 2021, you scamming ass nigga. Polight, you have made your name off of scamming. You have became infamous on the internet for scamming. Taking sisters' money, single mother's money. You know what I'm saying? Sister give you $1,000 damn she don't have to give, and you keep it, you know, promising that you'll give her a trust and all this other bullshit, 3 streams of income bullshit. These people you never get a ROI, return on their goddamn investment. You just keep their damn money so you can stick it up your own ass, like my grandma would say. You selfish ass nigga and you scamming ass nigga. The nerve of these scamming ass niggas trying to talk about morals. Want to invoke morals and condemn people. Oh, well, the white man did this. Nigga, you worse than the white man. You niggas worse than him. And then, when I say white man, I'm not talking about all white people are evil or nothing like that, because that's the type of image that these guys are trying to portray. You understand? They're trying to portray that, which is that racism, redneck culture that's speaking through them. This is why they don't think much of black people anyway. They like Polight just said, we primitive as hell. We're stuck in Africa being primitive and living like Cro-Magnon man. That's basically what he said. What were we doing before the Bible? We should just go back to being Cro-Magnons and shit. Goofy.
Spain and the Portuguese said that any country we going to, the Dom de Veres and all these things that Unc and Reggie always talk about, is because of white supremacy. They're saying wherever we go, we don't care if there's Indians there, we don't care if there's black people there, we control it. That is racism, white supremacy, and the Bible was the architect or what influenced them into doing it. So they work hand in hand. We don't need, black people always wonder them. Why you have to have, hold on 1 second, Reggie. When Rawbon talk about the African Baptist church or the African this church, why did we have to try and separate if everything was okie dokie with?
What does that have to do? Again, why do we have to separate? Because white rednecks existed that were racist and was basing and judging us on our skin color. Just like Garfield, you base and judge us on our skin color. You tell us we can't be Jews because we're black. You tell us that we couldn't be in Europe because we're black. Tell us we couldn't be kings and had a history of outside of sub-Saharan Africa and living primitive as hell. You can't say anything outside of that because we're black. You racist as hell. You are those racist rednecks. Like I brought up about Ollendorf, getting that history from the slave, and a commenter from, I believe, Germany said, why would you believe that slave? He ain't got no history and no goddamn culture. That's basically what you're telling black people. You ain't got no history, no damn culture. You don't. You should just go back to being primitive fucking people, man. That's pretty much what you guys are saying. And you're trying to pair the Bible with white supremacy when the Bible is older than what you're talking about. Everything you're talking about, that's misplaced anger. Get mad at the people that actually did the actions, not the goddamn book or the literature. You're trying to blame the goddamn literature. Oh, well, the literature jumped up and possessed these people and made them do it. Goofy ass niggas, man.
The church. Why? You see, this is what we have to separate from. This is what people don't get who are black Christians today.
And this is the preaching part. None of this shit what he's saying is factual. He's just preaching to his audience right now. He's trying to preach to him, and what right now he's trying to proselytize this brother. This is the proselytization process that we're seeing and witnessing. No, brother, see, you got to understand, the white man and the Bible are one on one. White supremacy they work hand in hand. Why would you want to be a part of that? Brother, please, we're going to put, and then now you're going to have altar call, put the chairs up and have the brother sit down on the damn chair and join his fucking congregation, man. You niggas is pastors. You niggas is preaching your ass off up here, man.
The problem is your origins is white, systematic white supremacy. So even if you branch off and change your name, you can't.
You heard what he said? Our origins is white systematic supremacy. Someone tell Garfield that the biblical narrative was in existence before there was anything known on the planet as white systematic supremacy. This is an anachronism. The Bible is more ancient than the concept of white supremacy. When the Bible was being transcribed, there was no such thing as, well, your skin color determines your fucking value. Some new age redneck shit that you teach and that you have made yourself one with. And it's sickening, man. Facts, LDR Catholic preachers, man. And that's his background, Catholicism, and he's staying true to it. Garfield is staying true to his Catholic roots, man.
You without them.
Can I respond? Just real quick.
Okay, first off, no, let me
brother. No, brother, good brother.
Now they trying to silence him. He's trying to respond directly to what Garfield just said, and Reggie's like, "Can I respond to what Garfield said, so you can bludgeon him some more upside his damn head and preach to him some more about white supremacy is the Bible, and the Bible is the white supremacy." Again, another false equivalency, false dilemma, false dichotomy. You niggas is fallacious, man. And y'all make my job easy. I ain't got to crack open that many books on this. 1,000 sources. I just got to point out the flawed logic in the things you guys are saying. You're making my job easy. Usually, I go through, a plethora of sources. I open this book here, show you this scholar here. I don't have to, because what you're saying is so silly and so absurd. Anybody any sentient being, put it like that, is able to discern this is bullshit.
Brother, wait, hold up. You're asking a panel. You've had an enormous amount of time on this panel, right? So you're getting our best thoughts. So let me just respond. First and foremost, if you don't know anything else besides the Bible, right, then you can't defend the Bible. If you don't know anything else besides the Bible, you cannot defend the Bible.
Says who? He just made that shit up. Well, Reggie, you call yourself Dr. Reggie. If you don't know anything outside the Bible, you cannot defend the Bible. First of all, are you presuming he doesn't know anything outside the Bible? Secondly, what does that got to do with the conversation? And thirdly, what made you the authority to tell people what they can and cannot do? He just pulled this shit out of his ass. Oh, first of all, you can't defend the Bible if you don't know anything outside the Bible. And basically, you slick trying to call the brother dumb or ignorant, like he don't know shit but the Bible. When you guys are the ignorant dumbasses that push redneck racism, this Garfield just got done trying to condemn the Bible based on white supremacy. But everything he says is white supremacist like, white supremacist-esque. Trying to trap us into Africa, saying that we all we're known for is slavery. We didn't have any history until colonial intervention. We weren't outside of Africa. These are all ideas passed on by the people of the Hermetic hypothesis, the people that said that we were always stuck and made to be slaves and be subjugated. These are all the same talking points of those people. It goes hand in hand, Garfield. But this is the bullshit we go through with these niggas.
Bible. Most of the people who say they read the Bible, the King James Version, have not really read and studied the Bible, so they don't know the Bible. Then those people who have read the Bible in English have not did textual analysis on the Greek and Aramaic, so they don't know the Bible. But if you don't know anything else besides the Bible, then you can't make a determination. So the whole purpose of this show is, can we stand on a lie? That is the reason why I came onto this platform. If the book is magical and the book is a lie, then you should say, no matter what Brother Polight said, he was very patient with you, right? About giving you the history of humanity. Ark was very patient on this show. Brother Garfield is very patient. Brother Reggie is not going to be so patient with you. I am not going to be so patient with you because you don't seem to know anything about African culture.
Wait a minute. Wait a goddamn minute, Reggie. Did you just say magical? Oh, the Bible's magical. And then say you don't know anything about African culture? Wait a minute. I know one thing about African culture. It gets very magical, man. Did not the Soniki people sacrifice their daughters to a snake deity so it can bring rain deposits and pluvial gold deposits? Did I not do that? Let's talk about magic. Did not the ancient Egyptians make clay figurines? And those clay figurines were supposed to become actual beings, actual animals, and actual beasts? Did not the ancient Egyptians cast incantations and divinations? Did they not write the names of their enemies on vases and then break them to cast curses upon those enemies? Magical. I know you nigga, and then you're gonna say African culture. African culture is inundated in magic. The hell going on here? And then see, this is that double speak I'm talking about. Oh, the Bible's magical, but he doesn't know anything about African culture. Well, we know a lot about African culture, and they believe in a lot of stuff which y'all would call spooky. Spookisms. They believe in spells, they believe in magic, they believe in deities, so on and so forth. They believe if they sacrifice their daughters, they will be blessed by a snake deity that will bring forth rain and bring forth gold deposits. There you go, Gab. The story with Horus and Seth. This is all magical stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? Osiris being chopped up and then his body being put back together, and Isis was able to copulate with him with a golden penis because his penis was chopped off and thrown into the damn Nile. And one story says Sobek ate it or fish ate it. There's all type of magical stuff going on. After you die, you go to the Duwat and you ride on a ferry, which is the god Bobby's penis. You understand? You want to talk about some magical shit? How dare you sit up here and try to invoke magic when it comes to the Bible, and then in the next breath talk about African traditions, when many of the African traditions contain and consist of magical elements. And I don't hear none of you idiots saying, what were we doing before Naomi? You know, what are you doing before African traditions? We should follow that. You niggas just biased against the Bible. You don't like the Bible. Just say that. Goofy ass niggas.
And African people and what we went through, and you want to replace our whole 250,000 years that brother.
And that whole 250,000 years is not just African people, you dunce. That's African, European, Cro-Magnon. That's Neanderthal. That's Denisovians. You want to replace the 250? Replace what? What was going on during that time? Can anybody enlighten me and tell me what was going on during that time? Was there a steel industry going on during that time? Was there writing and literature being dispensed during that time? Was there people getting their doctorate during that time? No, it was hunters and gatherers running around, living very barbaric and very primitive and living like fucking animals, man. The hell going on, y'all niggas, man? You want to replace that, and then he's trying to. Right now, he's scolding him. He think he's scolding the caller. You want to replace. He's trying to correct. I'm correcting you and getting on you and letting you know you've done bad in school, and now you're gonna have to follow what we say. What the hell going on? Yeah, bro, Boogaloo. I've been saying it. They talk about the Bible more than we do. You come watch our videos. We deal with scientific articles. We have a biblical framework, reference frame. But for the most part, we're dealing with scientific articles, history. We're cracking out books, dealing with archaeology, anthropology, interdisciplinary arguments. But them niggas invoke the Bible every chance they fucking get, bruh. The Bible personally got up off the shelf and slapped them in the face every day as a child, and now they have a grudge.
Like, had you talk about, right? Had you talk about with 2,000 years of other people grappling with their beliefs. You're disrespectful. We have ourselves to replace. We have our history.
Wait a minute. He said he's being disrespectful. The only people being disrespectful in this panel is you niggas. Making all these false connections. We have ourselves. We have our history. Wait a minute, Reggie. Our history consists of Jewish history. You do know that, right? We have Jews in West Africa. You do know that, right? Watch this. Hold on. I'm gonna show y'all something. Right. I didn't show this before. Let me pull my PowerPoint up real quick. I didn't show this before. This is gonna make it, man. We want to talk about history. What part of history are you talking about? You had Africans that kept Jewish traditions for long periods of times. We talked about the Balfour people. You understand? We brought this up before. Let me pull this up, man. All right, let me go to open. And I want to, I think it's the Black Jewry. Yeah, here we go, right here. All right, because what he just stated was, we got our own people. Y'all don't give a damn what your people did in ancient times, because when we show you that black people kept Judaism, kept the Jewish faith, and said themselves that they were Jews and identified themselves as Jews, you disregard it. So it has nothing to do with what your ancestors said. It has nothing to do with what your ancestor actually did. You call them fake. You call them liars. The Africans that say they have oral traditions that go back to the Middle East, they lied. They lied. Because you racist, man. We're not allowed to have our own goddamn tradition. We got to listen to you guys preach and harp on points that are irrelevant or just flat out fallacious. All right, watch this, man. I'm going to pull this up on the stream real quick. We're not even that far in the video. Here we go. Here we go right here. Well, this shit too damn easy, man. This is like they had a religious symposium over there the other day. All right, as y'all can see on the screen, the Euro-African Jews were legally recognized due to identification by descent, which is methodology used. They don't understand that. Sources: the Princeton Companion to Atlantic History by Joseph C. Miller, page number 302 and 303. It says, but by the early 17th century on the Senegamian coast in West Africa and in Suriname during the latter half of the 18th century, a sizable Jewish Euro-African subgroup arose. So, Reggie, your people's history, if you are a people, I don't know your DNA. You might be haplogroup I or some shit. That's another thing too. I'm really interested in seeing these people's DNA. What's your DNA, Polight? You probably A or B. Reggie, you probably I or R. And Garfield, you E, but you related to them Ashkenazis, man. Like we seen 78% of your fucking relatives are Ashkenazi, according to your DNA report. And Rob Bourne, you might be R or some shit. But anyway, a sizable Jewish Euro-African subgroup arose. In the latter case, perhaps 10% of the population confessing Jews legally recognized as such by colonial government and by Jewish communal leaders. So these Jews were legally recognized as Jews, Reggie. These were Euro-African. These were blacks. It's part of our history. These Jewish Euro-Africans illustrate that African spiritual traditions, Christianity, and Islam were not the only possibilities available to Africans and their free or enslaved descendants. So put that in your pipe and smoke it. So when you say we have our people, Judaism was in Africa, man. The Jewish identity was in Africa. Our people identified as that. And when we bring out chapter 8 of Ida Bruder's book, she talks about Marcel's opinion about the Suniki and how they identified as Jews. So you're going to throw those people away? You're going to throw that history away? The Judala people, the Suniki people, you're going to throw them away because it don't fit your damn paradigm. Get the hell out of here, man.
Place the Bible with. Our history in itself is our sacred book.
Our history is consistent of Judaism. Black Africans keeping Judaism. There's no way around it. Matter of fact, I'm gonna let Rob Bourne tell you, Reggie.
Africans that came to America came from Lisbon and Portugal.
Okay. Are you denying that we had ancestors who were Hebrew Israelites?
Yes. And what I mean by that, by bloodline, by faith, no, because we could prove that we have ancestors that could have been part of the first Hebrews.
Okay.
We can prove that we had ancestors that could have been part of the first Hebrews. That kills everything Reggie's saying right now. That kills everything Reggie. Thank you, Rob Bourne. You did something right in your life. You just killed Reggie's point. We can go to our people, and if we don't need replacement, we just replace what our people did. Okay, according to Rob Bourne, that we can prove that our people are amongst the Hebrews, the original Hebrews, the Israelites, the Israelite cluster. Prior Marjani says the same thing. There's no way around it. You're dead, right, Reggie? You're dead. You're done for. And what did you get your doctorate in? Goofy ass niggas, man.
So we don't need that book.
I don't need the book either because I am not a Christian. You're not going to create a narrative that the only thing I believe in and the only thing.
Hold on real quick. And Reggie said, we don't need that book. And that's another thing, too, what black people got. They got this monolithic, we don't need this. Who made you the damn spokesman, the primary spokesman for the African-American community? Who made, when you talk, when you say jump, we say how high. Who designated these niggas for that? Nobody. We don't need that book. No, you don't need that book. But there are plenty of Black Americans, plenty of Africans that need the book. or desire the book and desire the culture. And you getting on here, getting irate, getting upset, yelling at this caller because he has a certain belief that you don't agree with, or ideology you don't agree with, is not going to change that, Reginald. It's not going to change that, Reginald. If you want to get mad about something, get mad at Polight, ripping off African Americans, ripping off black people, and taking their goddamn money from them, man. Taking his money from people that don't even have money to even give like that. If you want to get on the fucking camera and stream and yell at somebody about something, that's who you should be yelling at, you fucking cur. What the hell wrong with these niggas, man?
That I have
We don't
studied
know what you
is the
believe in.
King
You
James
just asked
Version
based
Bible.
on your
Well, ask
question.
the question. Well, ask the
Saneter.
question and don't create.
Hey, Saneter.
I'm surgical with this bitch.
Didn't I say he
want a
was a
dog?
Bible believer?
Hey,
Didn't I
Saneter.
say he was a Bible believer and he's trying to front like he's not the whole time? Didn't I say that?
He's in the Bible.
All right.
I asked
right.
the
Saneter, can you
question
move the
because
call to the
there are
next
people
caller?
who do.
All right,
believe in
we're
the
gonna move
Bible.
on. Thank you, brother. Thank you. We got to move on. All right.
Call from.
All right. Peace and Black Power family. What's your name? Where you calling from? Turn it down in the background. Turn it down.
Okay, calm down.
Nah, you got to turn it down in the back, brother. We hear it. Who is that? Garfield, that's you?
That's me. My bad.
Come on, put the joint on mute, Garfield.
My bad.
Yes, Peace and Black Power family. What's your name? Where you calling from?
How y'all doing? I'm Tyrone from Los Angeles, and it's a pleasure listening to you fellas, man. Y'all actually dropped some real knowledge with some real details. You know about the split before the Babylon or whatever. You know about that, from school. They teach you that. But
brother,
you don't
ask
really
the
know
question,
the
brother.
But my question is this. This is my question. In reality, in today, in this contemporary time, I feel like the biggest believers is the women in church. So, is we gonna start going into these churches with that misconception? And by the way, I'm gonna buy it in about a couple of weeks to get paid. I'm gonna give me a copy of that. But if we gonna start going to these churches and talking to these women, but at the same time, the people, they'll put us out. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, get up out of here with that. They get them their Bibles away for free. They all around the world. They in every church. You got a church on every corner that don't unite us, that separate us. How we gonna combat them? How we gonna get them women in there, our grandmothers and our aunties and all of them back to our side? Because y'all a small thinking tank, and this needs to multiply. You understand me? And become exponential. So my question is how to get this to grow from California to New York.
Anybody want to take on that? How to get this consciousness to grow from here to California? Well, you got Polight in California. And Polight out there.
How we gonna get these grandmothers in every church? Because that's my real point. Like these grandmothers, these aunties with limited. Yeah, I'm not gonna say education.
Well, that's the wrong place to look at, brother. That's the wrong place to look at. You don't go to the grandmamas and all them. They already set in their ways. You start off with the babies, brother. You got to go and get the babies, man. That's what Father Allah have always done. We went away from the teachers, from the grandmaster teachers at that time. Father Allah concentrated on the babies. It was all about the children.
I do agree with that.
And so that's the way that we make the change.
This is some preacher shit, man. That's how we make the change. Y'all ain't gonna make no goddamn change, man. Y'all gonna be the same shit that y'all are now in 10 to 20 years. That's what I always do to black people. I'm like, look, 10, 20 years, there's gonna be no change. Y'all gonna be saying the same retarded ass talking points you're saying now. And trying to keep your audience up if you live that long. Some of you brothers are old. But still, same thing. Oh, we need to spread this gospel to the four corners of the earth. You religious motherfuckers. We got to make everybody see it the way we see it. We got to make these. That's, what we call that? You trying to make proselytes out of people, man. That's what's going on. Oh, y'all got some good. Y'all smart. No, they not. If you actually analyze what they're saying, it's really the dumbest shit in the world, and they just appealing to emotionalism. How can you follow that book? The white man used it. Get you riled up in your emotions. We need to follow what our people did. Okay, well, our people did practice Judaism in Africa. So we're going to choose that then. According to Reggie, we good. We can choose Judaism because our people followed it. That's what he said. We don't know nothing about African cultures, but Judaism has been in Africa forever. According to the scholars. Taib Carlene.
Through that way.
Okay, but they the gatekeepers. You know what I'm saying? They raise us. They milk us. They the beginning.
Listen to this. I'll tell you this as a personal perspective, because this is a subjective opportunity right here. These answers right here are pretty much subjective. And so what I would say is, first and foremost, I'm a realist. So I don't confide in the idea.
Get the fuck out of here. You, the man that said that he got abducted by aliens and the aliens probed him and that's how he was able to learn all these languages and the knowledge. Nigga, you's a realist? You ain't no goddamn realist, man. You's a fucking sci-fi head ass nigga, man. You's a goddamn green, gray alien head ass nigga, man. UFOs over Roswell head ass nigga talking about realism. They be contradicting themselves this whole time. Nigga, you's a Nawapian. You know how much magical bullshit they believe in? But you's a realist. Years ago, you wanted to get into it with a brother because he said something about your master teacher. That man that went to jail for being a fucking pedophile. Then you had to recant, man. But you's a realist. Fuck out of here.
Of saving all black people, I can find the idea of the most brilliant amongst our people, finding a way to facilitate opportunities for most of our people to thrive to the best of their ability, because we won't be able to save everybody. I see your
Polight and all of us, and Brother Reggie and Rob on, and even the Bible would ask that question.
That they're willing to compromise the integrity of the mission to erect a strong black family household. So what you're seeing with the men is, hey, you know what? My wife is Christian. You know, I'm still dealing with her. You know, why? You see what I'm saying? You're submitting to her will and pleasure, or you know she's in error. And this goes to the women too, who may go.
Good point, Polight. Good point.
So this goes for this goes. I kind of already practiced it. I'm not gonna lie, but I just sometimes you need to hear an answer. So this goes for the grandmothers too.
Nah, listen, we ain't gonna be all over.
You don't submit to error.
Listen, my brother Saneter told you, go for the youth. We already said that the older people are stuck in their ways, but if given the opportunity to build with them, we certainly will. You came on.
When has these niggas ever went for the youth? All your material is towards the adult demographic. It's on YouTube. You niggas is not going. Rob Bourne is not going to his local fucking school, you know, or local fucking whatever Pee Wee League or whatever, and trying to acknowledge, you know, give these people knowledge. And knowledge of what? You can go over there and tell them the Bible fake, the Bible false, the white man this, white man that. They already hear that bullshit. You gonna go over there and teach them about Nawapianism, nigga? You gonna go tell these kids, you know what? I got abducted by aliens, and you can get abducted too. I scam niggas, and you know what? If you work hard every day, wake up, eat your vegetables, and get your minerals in, you can scam niggas too. What are you gonna teach them? And most of you niggas is not family orientated. And what Garfield gonna teach them? To be a single home mom? Because he's good at being a fucking single home mom. Stay at home all goddamn and watch the fucking kids. Dr. Reggie, what are you going to teach him? Like, come on, man. Saneter, what you going to teach him? How to pull a pistol out on fucking camera like you're a goddamn 16-year-old gangbanger living in Watts? This is the goofiest video I've seen.
Talking about the women.
Just go around them, work around them. Okay, work around them.
Well, so hold on. So what I'm saying is it's a multifaceted approach to what you're talking about, but I want to make sure we're not all over the place. So we know we're going to target the children, right? We're going to specifically realize when we get into relationships with women, if we know they're off the path, we have to stick to our working model. Because another thing that I also teach my young brothers about is that who are the women going for? They go for the...
Wait a minute, I also want to talk about this too. speaking of women, this dude had a woman talking about they can make children without men. They can work children without a man's sperm. We can make children without you. These are the same pseudo ass niggas, man. Magical ass niggas. A woman has eggs that can secrete that woman. Remember that bullshit? At that bookstore, we can make children without you. That's a fucking lie. That wasn't scientific at all. Goofy ass shit.
Preacher, right? Or the religious man. They go for the teacher, and they go for who? The gangster. And there's a reason why they go for the preacher, the teacher, and the gangster. Because of their discipline. And normally they attempt to replace that man's discipline so they can be at the forefront of it. And if that man doesn't give up his discipline, it's almost like a challenge, but then a respect is established. This is some God code. So I explain to you. The preacher, right, or the spiritualist, he believes in God, or he believes in or whatever it is he subscribes to, right? God is first. And then, so they go for the preacher because he says, yo, God is first, not you, woman. God is first. Then you come. So then we look at the teacher. And the teacher says, yo, I'm probably dealing with kinetic science. I can find the universe. We dealing with the 42 negative confessions, the laws of my eye. Then you come after. Let's do this together and let's make this first. And both of us be second to that. And then you look at the gangster, right? The gangster tell the truth. He say, money over bitches. I got a few hoes over here, but yo, I fuck with you, you wifey. Everyone's telling the truth. Some real shit. I'm telling some real shit, right?
Now that's real talk. I hear you.
So watch me. The preacher, when he's 100, the women respect him because they like, damn, his main focus is his God. The teacher, when he's 100, they respect him because they say, man, he talking about the universe and fasting and changing his diet, and that's his priority. And the gangster, he
condemning himself because they fall in the preacher pocket. That description of a preacher, he's changing his diet, he's this, he's that, he's fat. That's you niggas. You niggas be trying to preach and get on here and try to impress people with, oh, well, I did this and I drunk this tonic, and that you niggas do that. You understand? That's y'all character, man. And it's just funny watching you sit up here and make the same description of the person that you are. You a fucking charlatan, you a preacher, you do all that same tactics that you talking about. And it's funny because it's Polight saying this shit. Same nigga that's known for scamming the community, just like preachers do. You know what I'm saying? Go to that church every fucking Sunday, and he pass that goddamn plate around and take your goddamn money. Then you blame the Bible for that. Oh, it's the Bible's fault. The Bible don't tell you to fucking give your money to people. The Bible tell you to give vegetables to the Levites. Ain't no damn Levites here. That's set up in their own little cities, and that's not working. The whole purpose of that, because they was not working, they were dedicated to the temple. There was a Levitical priesthood there. And the rest of the food that was given was for the women and the orphans. But you niggas are scammers. And y'all don't hate the church because y'all believe the Bible is false. Really, y'all hate the church because y'all want to be the church. They competition. You want to be that Christian church that's coming in and siphoning all of the resources and money out of the church congregants and the members. That's what you want. That's exactly what you want, man. Fucking snakes, man. All right, man, I'm not going to fucking break down the next hour of this shit. Y'all got a gist of it. You see how these religious, zealots act. Now they want to push their atheism on everybody and this fake pseudo-Africanism that they try to push on everybody. We all black. I don't know if we related to half you niggas on the panel, man. I want to see y'all wild paternal DNA. All you niggas talking this pro-African shit, get a DNA test so I can see if you niggas is actually E. You probably not even haplogroup E. Polight, you probably haplogroup A. You probably, Khoisan head ass nigga, forest people head ass nigga, nilotic fucking pre-Kerma head ass nigga, man. You know what I'm saying? Can I see some wild paternal DNA? Let me see Rob Bourne's DNA. You probably are I, You know what I'm saying? Your fucking ancestors probably go back to the Balkans or Scandinavia or some shit. And then once we find out you guys is wild paternal DNA, we can go ahead and draw that line in the sand, nigga. We not worried about y'all. Like, you worry about the niggas with I markers, we worry about the niggas with E markers. We're gonna have to draw that line in the sand like in the Bible, man. Divvy up the people. We'll worry about our affairs, you worry about yours. Yeah, he is 76%. Well, 76% of his relatives, I think, are Ashkenazis or something like that, man. According to 23andMe. All right, man. Y'all know how we rockin', man. 7-gang source game, man. I'm gonna stay busting and clapping at these niggas. Gang, let's get it.
Big business.
RSK, let it play, boy.
When I tell them I'm an Israelite, it's big business, not miniature. Serving same thing as minister. Kill the flesh, how to finish them. These commandments, they'll sustain you. I'm surrounded by these angels. I ain't worried, I'm protected from seen and unseen dangers. When I tell them I'm an Israelite, it's big business, not miniature. Serving same thing as minister. Kill the flesh, how to finish them. These commandments, they'll sustain you. I'm surrounded by these angels. I ain't worried, I'm protected from seen and unseen dangers. I wake up and say me a prayer. Brush my teeth, babe, then I throw on some threads. Wash my face, grab a cup, pour me some yum. Put on my backpack, then I'm off to the bread. I eat these devils for breakfast, gotta be careful. Whole lot of blood being shed in the streets. World is so wicked, I weep for the living. I drop a free tear for the dead. All my white friends in my pocket, or either they loading onto this black card that I swipe. Say every time that I drop it, the verses be hitting more harder than problems of life. Rich, I collected 2 pennies from every person that willingly gave me advice. Being afraid can't exist in my spirit. I'm fearing no man but the Father in Christ. I put in work with the brothers. We stood on them corners from 10 to like 9 the same night, teaching our people the gospel, equipped with cameras, some posters, some speakers, and mic. Every time that I see mama, she telling me, son, you gotta walk in the light. Christ, the bread of heaven, keep feeding my spirit, and I wanna load, not a slide. When I tell them I'm an Israelite, it's big business, not miniature. Serving same thing as minister. Kill the flesh, how to finish them. These commandments, they'll sustain you. I'm surrounded by these angels. I ain't worried, I'm protected from seen and unseen dangers. When I tell them I'm an Israelite, it's big business, not miniature. Serving same thing as minister. Kill the flesh, how to finish them. These commandments, they'll sustain you. I'm surrounded by these angels. I ain't worried, I'm protected from seen and unseen dangers.
When I tell you I'm an Israelite, tribe of Judah, don't you take it personal. Plead the blood on these demons, we purging them. Don't entertain Jezebels, we be curving them. Ayy, I got a ribbon, she virtuous. In person, this blue life ain't virtual. I can't forget when I heard the truth. I got cut with that word, it got surgical. Conviction can lead to repentance. I pray these verses encourage you. We repented, now we on the vertical. Judah rising, see Isaiah 32. Big business, nothing minuscule. I picked up that pen back in middle school. Guard your light and take heed who you listen to. Watch your mouth and your ears and your vision too. Hashatan and Shalkani won't finish you. In Mortal Kombat, this war is not physical. Gird your loins up and follow the general. Messiah is coming, that's scriptural. You gotta starve your flesh. The real war ain't even started yet. This look like a setup for a second exodus. I'm trying to be where the water at. Let's get it.
When I tell them I'm an Israelite, it's big business, not miniature. Serving same thing as minister. Kill the flesh, how to finish them. These commandments, they'll sustain you. I'm surrounded by these angels. I ain't worried, I'm protected from seen and unseen dangers. When I tell them I'm an Israelite, it's big business, not miniature. Serving same thing as minister. Kill the flesh, how to finish them. These commandments, they'll sustain you. I'm surrounded by these angels. I ain't worried, I'm protected from seen and unseen dangers.
Man, you know we gripped up. You know that we clipped up. And we've been telling you niggas, it ain't a debate. It's a stick up. Source gang.